Man.
It felt so good. I kept going.
Testing. Okay, yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Good.
Okay, yeah, it sounds pretty good. Yeah.
I was crippled today.
Bro, I was hurt. Yeah, it felt like I worked 2 shifts.
Huh?
It felt like I worked 2 shifts today.
Never again, bro. The spirit.
No, sir.
Yeah, it's like once you start back, you know, you remember why you stopped.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm never good, but it's just not good for my walk right now. Lord telling me you gotta have to chill out. Good. Oh, stay still.
Okay, there we go.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we'll give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahashur Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations to the elect, you sincere brothers and sisters coming back to the Most High via the sacrifice made by His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, through whom we have received the Holy Spirit. We're out here another week to make our bodies a living sacrifice for the rebuilding of the tabernacle of David. All right, and it starts with true repentance, okay, acknowledging your offense, calling on the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, all right, and ultimately preparing to be exodus out of this new Egypt, because that's ultimately why we were raised up. All right, hopefully your brothers and sisters had a beautiful Peshach, all right, Passover, which ultimately is a high holy day, just as the world has holy days. That's what the word holiday means. Holiday means holy day, meaning this day is sacred. This day is set apart from the rest of the days. It says that in the book of Sirach, the 43rd chapter. Some days are hallowed. All right, ultimately, we're coming out as the sun is going down of the, the Passover, but for 7 days, okay, or going forward, okay, until the 21st, okay, or the 20th sundown, I believe, we eat unleavened bread, all right, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, man, which ultimately is beautiful because we're in New Egypt, as the scripture says. Get Revelation 11 and 8. All right, so hopefully you brothers and sisters are edified, as again, we come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, all right, and the uprising of a righteous kingdom known as the throne of David, all right, which the heavens are going to meet the earth before everybody's eyes. Okay, that's what we're out here to prophesy, man. Ultimately, the Lord is coming back to deliver his children out of this new Egypt. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
See, and the Lord sent us light. Their dead bodies shall lie in a great city, right? Read it again.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, man. And the dead bodies represents the dry bones. The Israelites. Prophecy speaks to everything that we're doing. It's just that the world hates the word. All right, Yahweh Shai told us the world hated me before it hated you. Okay, ultimately, this world isn't meant to understand our cause. You see what I'm saying? When you read Ezekiel the 37th chapter, it prophesies everything happening. The revival of the tabernacle of David, starting with the elect of Judah and Ephraim, northern and southern kingdom, which we were split because of a punishment. But through Yahweh Shai, as it says in the book of Isaiah the 11th chapter, he's that ensign that the Gentiles or the Israelite foreigners that are cast off would seek. And this is a part of that. This is the beginning point as we've been cast over here to the northwestern hemisphere, the land of the north. Okay, the new spiritual Egypt. Okay, the Lord will ultimately gather us, just as he gathered our people out of ancient Egypt, starting with a leader or leaders sent okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, to guide their minds back to their righteous path. See? And it's a bitter, okay, it's a bitter sweet experience. As it says, get that in the book of Revelation, the 10th chapter, the bitter. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Revelation 10, it's like the last 2 verses. Or the last 3 verses. Okay? Because on the Passover, we ate the bitter herb, which symbolizes the bitter captivity that our fathers, our forefathers and foremothers went through in Egypt, and it symbolizes this bitter captivity. The word bitter in the Hebrew is marah, all right, which means what? Bitter. And this has been a bitter experience. And within the word America, okay, the root word marah or mare, is in it. Okay, amargo, we're in America. Amargo Vespucci is what this name was, this place was named after. The name goes back, I believe, to the, I forget the language. All right, but what does it mean? Bitter. I believe it's, it ain't Italian, is it Italian? It may be Italian. Okay, one of those languages, somebody can look it up.
Say, yeah, you already know, we'll go.
We got it. We can definitely find it. All right, but again, we're in what? A bitter situation again. So on the Passover, the Lord commands us to eat the bitter herb.
Yeah, it's Italian.
It's Italian.
Yep.
There you go. So amargo, read it.
Yep, it's
amara.
Amara. Yep.
Amara or amero.
Yep.
And ultimately, that goes back to the Latin. That means bitter. So America is that bitter place. So we eat the bitter herb on the Passover, symbolizing what our forefathers and foremothers went through. And it's supposed to be bitter. It's not, we don't take the easy route out. The scriptures say go eat through the straight gate. Now we've been going back and forth with this guy Hassad because he ate lettuce. Now technically at the end of the day, we're just rehearsing, but it's the mindset behind it. All right? Because lettuce is not bitter until after you let it sit for some time. Lettuce can become bitter, but there's a process it has to go through. When you get it fresh, ultimately, you know,
right?
You're not. Ultimately, you're basically saying, I don't want to experience the bitter. That's what it's about. Bitters are needed, as we went to in yesterday's lesson, for this lesson that we're going through. To get certain impurities out, we had to go through the bitter. Okay, so we can't be rebellious against the word and take the comfortable route out. Our Lord and Savior didn't do that. Right. Okay, they offered him when Yahweh Shai was on the cross. They offered him wine mingled with myrrh, which goes back to an ancient custom, okay, to where when a guy was getting ready to get crucified or die, to ease his pain, they would give him wine mingled with myrrh, because myrrh is a numbing agent, and wine as well. You just, you go out, at least you had a drink before you went out. That's an ancient custom, and Yahweh Shai refused it. All right, but he did drink the vinegar, which induces pain in the body, the gall, the vinegar. So our Lord and Savior gave the example of the bitter, even in that.
Let this mind be in you.
See?
So that's what I'm saying. You telling me the Lord? I said the Lord knew he was about to die. He knew he was about to be offered up. You see?
He was on the cross, bro, and they offered him a numbing agent, and he refused it.
That's right.
But the gall and the vinegar and all of that, which was, when you do the study, vinegar, right? It induces. If you're in pain, drinking vinegar makes it worse. Mm-hmm. So basically, Yahweh Shai fulfilled his whole sacrifice to a T. He didn't go around his what was promised for him.
Right, he embraced the bitter. Me and I was doing a lesson the other day. We was in John chapter 18.
Yep.
You see? But what we noticed while we was doing that lesson was we always talk about that Garden of Gethsemane moment that the Lord had.
Yep.
From that point on, when he was like, okay, this is what I got to do, it was full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead.
It was full speed ahead.
Right.
So he wasn't going to take no lettuce. You see? It's all about the mindset. You see, let this mind be in you that was in Yahweh Shai.
Right.
You see, he embraced the bitter so that he embraced the straight so he could get to the kingdom.
There you go.
You see, that's what it's all about. It ain't about flavor and taste and all that. You completely missed the point.
Right. Even in your diet, you should have bitters. Now, you brothers and sisters, you passing by these African stores in your neighborhood, which some of them are Jakes from West Africa, but even if it's not, in those stores, they have bitters. Mm-hmm. You can learn how to make your own, which, Lord willing, we can do a video at some point. Or you could go to those African marts. Don't just pass those, because those are stores where culture. And the so-called black culture, what is the medicine outside of Robitussin, NyQuil, aspirin. Okay, so you go to these different stores that are around about you, or you look it up, African market near me, and you go in there, you ask them, do y'all have bitters? Okay, who put me on it was a brother in London, and I believe his family is from Ghana or something like that. The brother Shakal. I know he went and visited there, but I you know, at the end of the day, once I started taking them, because we used to talk about health all the time. Once I started taking them, my digestion got 100% better. Now there's more, all right, than just the bitters. You got to change your diet. It's a lot more, but that is a great part of your diet, and it doesn't taste good. Okay, you can get it in a pill form, but you know, the liquid as well. And and once the back of your tongue, those receptors in the back of your tongue taste that bitterness, it helps secrete mucus through the bowel move, the system. It helps things flowing. It's an igniter.
Right.
So going through the bitter and the truth, and for the sake of the truth, how much more? Now read that.
This is Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. He said unto me, take it and eat it up.
Right, give me the little book, which represents the volume of the book. Now someone will say, well, the New Testament wasn't written at that time. But the New Testament was ultimately written from the foundation of the earth. Everything was written from the foundation of the earth. So the little book symbolizes the volume of the book. Okay? Was not Yahushua already crucified by this time? Didn't he say it is finished?
Yep.
So within the book, within the volume of the book is everything, man. Okay? So read it again.
Revelation 10 and 9, it says, and I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up.
Eat it up. Eat this roll. All right? As Ezra says, look it up in an apocrypha, devour wisdom. Okay? Because eating something, okay, in an ancient world, it can also be likened unto having eaten, taken in understanding. Like when Yahushua came to the Apostle Paul and he said, rise up, kill and eat. People took that to say he meant to eat the creeping thing, like the Lord, you know, put you in a trance to tell you to eat a bear.
Nah.
To eat some, you see them worms? See the snails? I cleanse that now. But that's the stupidity a lot of people run around with.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, what was he telling him to do? To rise, okay, kill the old way of understanding and how you look at the Gentiles, and take in and eat this new way where they're going to be justified by faith.
Can I back you up?
Yep.
This is Malachi 4 and 2. It says, but unto you that fear my name, the Son of Righteousness, let me read that again. Malachi 4 and 2. But unto you that fear my name, shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Now you always say that the kingdom of heaven starts in the minds of the elect. Now that we understand the way that the Lord has given us,
Right.
our way leads to us wanting to eat better, wanting to take care of ourselves. Healing in the spirit and in our flesh is happening because we've clung onto Yahushua.
Right. Taking in the bitter, the repentance, acknowledging that you didn't know nothing, acknowledging that you're off, you're wrong. You need to, you need favor. To even come to the mindset that you need a covering is an act of humility.
Need a man.
That's taking in a bitter position. Damn, I need my Lord. So it all goes into your sacrifice.
That's just like when you see somebody that go to Alcoholics Anonymous or any of those type of deals, they always say that admitting that you got a problem is the beginning.
It's the beginning.
You see? So when you got somebody that's addicted to something, it's hard for them to just drop it.
Yeah, go cold turkey.
You know what I'm saying? But to acknowledge you got a problem in the first place is the beginning.
Some people come into this thing and they don't think they have problems. Therefore, when they're corrected or rebuked, it's always a rebellion.
Right.
And somebody that's self-aware isn't fit to judge. You come into this thing, right, and you're not able to pinpoint where you're going off at, what you need correction at. You're not fit to be in a leadership position. And we've seen that play out time and time again as of late.
Right. Because something could just be a check of your mindset. That's what that was with Hassad. Although ultimately with them guys, it's the doctrine. They're off, period. They're just not right, in my opinion. Okay, that call, and the Lord has been calling out to these guys for a long time. Y'all see what he just did to their leader, although you all separated from him. At the end of the day, y'all haven't changed y'all teachings.
Right.
So really, y'all still with him.
Still wearing them hats.
You still wearing the hats. You still talking about the Apostle Paul don't know what he's talking about. Okay, you still saying now the book of Hebrews ain't the word of God. Esther, maybe do y'all believe that? So it's more than that. The Lord is ultimately giving our people a final call, as the scriptures say in Malachi, the 4th chapter. That's the final admonition, the final warning. Okay, and ultimately the Lord is just going to start judging. Okay, so it will behoove you to hearken. You teaching off doctrines, you just being rebellious, because that's in the heart of Israel. It's in their mind, it's in their flesh to just rebel. Yeah. That's naturally how they are, especially if it's somebody that looks like them. Yeah. Especially if it's an Israelite male. The natural order is to rebel, because a lot of our people have what? Daddy issues. Yeah. So seeing an Israelite male rebuking them, telling them something, the natural response is, nigga, who the F is you? Reject it. Yeah.
But the thing is, when you come into this truth, that's a major part of the walk. It's being able to receive correction from a man of the Lord. So if you have that problem, naturally, you're not going to be able to take in the fullness of the gospel.
Nope. The bitterness. Read that again in Revelation 10.
All right, this is Revelation.
Read that.
Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 8:4. All right. It says, now I'm gonna start at dang, should I start the time?
Yep.
All right. 2nd Ezra 8:1. He said, and he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
God damn.
That's why you see few. That's why you see few that's standing up for the Lord, and you see many that's not. You know what I'm saying? Even though we all in the same nation, but you see the divide. You got it.
Verse 2. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it much mold whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created.
Jake go say that means he got a backward spirit. Well, nigga, your socks match. So what that mean about you? Go ahead.
Oh man. Okay, 2nd Ezra 8:3. All
got
right.
one ankle sock on, one tube sock on. Nigga, you can't talk about us. Damn. Go ahead.
Verse 3. It says, there be many created, but few shall be saved.
Woo! Many created, but few shall be saved. That's a bitterness you got to take in.
Yeah.
Jeremiah had to go through bitterness to see his people judged.
Yeah.
He lamented about it, like, damn. So the Lord is ultimately letting us know we have to. That's an aspect of this truth. A lot of our people are going to be destroyed.
And if you're a man of the Lord and you haven't built that calluses up to know that, hey, there's going to be people that you may be fond of, that you might be cool with, that's going to get judged, you're not going to be able to do this job long term.
Right.
It's gonna weigh on your spirit. You said when Alice, not that we give a shit about the nigga for doing all of the wickedness he did, but you said when all that news came out, it made all us feel kind of drained. Like, damn.
I was hoping it wasn't true.
Like, damn, like I want him to get right.
We were just okay with you going off on the doctrine. We didn't need to know all that.
That just made me like, God damn, dude.
That's the Lord allowing us to look into that hole.
Yeah.
You know, the lettuce, the Lord's looking to the hole, because basically what's happening is all of the hearts of the people, the minds of the people are being made manifest, because that's what comes with the word. Yahweh Shai, go ahead.
Continuing on, verse 4. So answered I and said, swallow them down, O my soul, understanding and devour wisdom.
See, swallow down my soul, understanding and devour wisdom. What's that? 2nd Ezra 8 and what?
It's 2nd Ezra 8 and 4. That's what we're reading.
Right. Yep. So there you go. So devour wisdom. So read that again.
Right. This is Revelation 10 and 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. Mm-hmm. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. Mm-hmm. And it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
So that means when you eat it, it's sweet. Right. So you find out you're an Israelite, you hear Deuteronomy 28 and 68, and you just like, yes.
Part of the royal family.
I'm a holy people. We the Israelite. This is what this Bible's really talking about. Cool. I got some fringes, or maybe, you know, watching my elder, you know, my teacher, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to change. You still in hell. You got to ultimately be long-suffering, patient. Tested.
Yep. You see how wicked the word really is, and you can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing about it. And you got to see the churches go back and forth. which is an aspect of the Bible. I don't understand why you don't think it's going to happen now.
You know those movies where they sit the guy in the chair and they prop his eyes open and they run all those images and he forced to look at it? That's the prophets.
Caucasian overload.
Yeah. When you get this truth, the Lord forces you to look at all the bullshit and it makes your soul ache and you still got to strive lawfully as you're seeing all this evil and wickedness play out.
Yep.
He's forcing you to look at it. So yeah, it's bitter.
I was at the store the other day. I was at the other store today getting me some stuff to juice. You know what I'm saying? It's a transformer checking out the food. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. What I'm gonna do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing you can do.
You know what I'm saying? You just go through the line.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I hope the nigga don't touch your food.
Right. You don't know. I mean, you may be a part of a camp and they let you down. You get wronged. They take your money. They do some wickedness. You find out. You know what I'm saying? It's bitter. But you still, the truth is still the truth.
You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the things you're going to have to go through. Having a camp leader that's an asshole.
Right.
Having to deal with brothers.
Right.
And their different personalities and their approach to situations in contrast to your approach. Sometimes I can, and you get irritated by it.
Right.
That's why you have to have Yahweh Shai. You see, the reason Cash Money broke up, the Fat Boys, okay, and all of these different groups, Slum Village, okay, the reason they all broke up is because they didn't have Yahweh Shai.
Right.
So here it is, you got all of these opposing ideas and ways and backgrounds coming together, and y'all going on tour. Then you got to be amongst them. You like, this nigga want to talk about garlic all day. One nigga want to be into the holes. One nigga's about this. One nigga's deep, Illuminati. And, on the rap, I want to talk about this. But nah, man, this beat make me feel like talking about some hoes.
Right.
Then eventually they just break up. They argue over the money. Right? So coming into this truth, if you don't apply Yahweh Shai into your walk, into your mindset, these things will eventually devour you. Get that bitterness in Hebrews? Go ahead. So it's sweet in his mouth. All right? It's sweet in his mouth. It tastes good. I'm an Israelite. Hell yeah. I'm going to join the camp.
Judah.
That's right. Right.
Revelation.
Right. Or you could be a woman. All right? You believe, but you ain't got no man. You lonely. You ain't got no friends that believe. Right? Hey, the Lord may be testing you. Are you going to get weak? There's all kind of situations each member of the body has to go through. And this is a part of the bitterness, because every situation the Lord put us in is for our growth.
That's it.
And you have to find the reasoning of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua in your situation, even when it's like, damn, this hurts.
And sometimes you may go through some shit, not even for your sake. There's things that Elder Yatazak been through, you've been through, that was so that they can expound wisdom on how to deal with that situation for younger brothers.
Help other brothers. Yep, the Lord will put you through something to be an example, because the Lord is basically like, you can handle it. So he puts it on you, and then ultimately it's for other brothers to gain understanding of how to move in opposition to how you may have moved or a situation you may be in. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I got what you asked for in Hebrews.
Yep, read that.
This is Hebrews 12. I'm going to start at 11. The point is in 15. All right, it reads, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
See, exercise. So it's the Lord don't work like to where it's great now. It gets greater later.
Delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification. Healing takes time. Healing takes obedience. Diligence. Faith.
Yep.
Prayer. All of that. You know what I'm saying? And if you trust, you can be healed. That's the healing process of Israel. It's a process.
And Jake can't stick with nothing long. If you come to Jake with a 5-year plan, they ain't trying to hear the shit you got to say.
Nah, hell no.
They're not in the spirit. They're in the spirit of Esau. They want it. It's my money. I want it now.
Yep.
They got a 5-minute plan.
Right. Well, they're like Edomites. When you read that, go ahead.
Yep. Verse 12, Hebrews 12 and 12. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men, in holiness.
Where you at?
The point is in 15.
Okay.
We're going to
Go ahead.
We're going to jump to 15. Hebrews 12 and 15. All right, it says, looking diligently,
Right.
lest any man fall of the grace of God,
Right.
lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you.
Right. So any root of bitterness spring up trouble you. And bitterness comes with being an Israelite. Now we getting ready to be blamed for everything, hated by the world. You got to go through another aspect of bitterness. Jacob's trouble. These are things that Israel don't want to hear about.
You're going to manifest it.
You're going to manifest Jacob's trouble. Basically, you mad at us for manifesting salvation, because just like in ancient Egypt, Israel was in a position of trouble at the point of deliverance. Pharaoh and his army with them big hard-ass feet on them horses.
Man.
Okay? Shit flying out their ass, a horse just Pharaoh. He mad, he got a straight face coming towards him. And the only thing in between, they get the water right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The sea is right there.
Yeah.
And then he coming right there. So it was a position of trouble, and that's how the Lord's gonna get us out of here.
Man, Jake, you haven't built up your faith in order to see with your spiritual eye. All they can see is with the eyes on their face.
Right.
And we've been given like the example, the water was right there, right?
Right.
You got to be in a place where you can understand, like, the Lord's going to get us out of impossible situations that seem like there's no escape.
Right.
But 2/3 of our people, that's why they get worried when we talk about Jacob's trouble, because they don't have spiritual sight.
Right.
So they don't understand how the Lord could, maneuver us out of these situations
Right.
that's coming upon you.
Well, that means you haven't tapped into the resurrection.
Yeah, they don't believe it.
If you believe in the resurrection, a lot of these worries that come with the flesh should be alleviated.
Man, you got a lot of lettuce eating out there.
There's
A
too
lot
many
of
lettuce
lettuce
eating. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
I was saying that Jake is in that same spirit.
Instant
You know what I'm
gratification.
saying? Jake wanted now. You know, Jake don't want to crack no eggs, but he want an omelet.
But
Right.
this nigga Esau, all he had to do was fast.
Right.
Damn, you can't miss one.
He couldn't. He was so bitter with being hungry that he said, you can have the birthright." He knew what the birthright entailed, but he understood that that's something down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So in his eyes, what profit is this birthright to me? That's down the line, nigga. I'm hungry now.
And Jake got that same spirit.
They got that same spirit. So Esau didn't want to go through the bitterness of just waiting for a meal.
Yeah.
So it's likening the bitter situations you go through, or ultimately giving up to the spirit of Esau.
The scriptures say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduces them. There's an experiment they do with kids. They'll put Oreo cookies on the table. Don't eat the Oreo cookies, right? But they'll put Oreo cookies on the table in front of two kids, and they'll say, "Hey, if you wait till I get back, I'll give you twice as many cookies." You know what all the kids do? They eat the cookie right then, because they can't understand the concept of waiting. All right? Our people don't understand the concept of getting something on the back end. They need it right then, and it's a very childish behavior. It's a huge lack of order. You always bring up, well, the scriptures bring it up. All right? That you're like a beast unless you have the order that Yahweh has given us.
Yep.
And our people have become beastly in nature because they don't subscribe to the ways that the Lord has given. The Lord requires for you to be patient.
Right.
But they want it right now. That's why every head of every camp, they want to be Israelite Tupac. They got to drop an album. They got to sell the t-shirts. They got to have the things that make them feel good about themselves here right now.
Or if you drop your album, don't link it to the truth.
To the ministry.
Don't make merchandise of the ministry, because then your hands ain't clean. You know, at the end of the day, you got an album, shit. You know, hey, if you got a talent and you can make some type of profit off of it, hey, try it out. Be mindful, but try it out. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it's verse 17, Hebrews 12 and 17. For you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
Right.
For he found no place of repentance.
Right, he was rejected. Afterward, after he gave away his birthright, just so he can eat, all right, some chili, basically.
Man.
Some undone chili.
I would say that was completely beast-like, man.
That was beast-like.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the spirit that's in the earth. People are willing to cast away their bowels, give their soul up for instant gratification. When you look at a guy like Jay-Z, okay, all of these different niggas who made it in the world, ultimately there was a point, because they have talents, even a guy like Lil Wayne has talents.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But what happens? They get with the left hand, and ultimately their talent becomes a means to destroy other Jakes.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that comes gifts. Okay, you will go further. Here you get a little more. I give you more until you completely destroyed and destitute. All right, and you're just practicing all kind of satanic rituals and being a demon.
Yeah, Jay-Z had a song where he said, I used to want to rhyme like Common Sense. You know, Common was on the, the conscious tip. He said, I used to want to rhyme like Common Sense until I realized it didn't make no sense. I haven't rhymed like Common Sense.
Right. As lyrically, I will be like Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
Didn't he say that too?
Yeah. But he wanted the carnal things. The gifts of the world seduced him. You know?
He even told you the Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
Right. He did.
That was the
just
chorus.
Dark. You look at him now, his hair all, he just looked bugged out.
Look crazy as
they
hell.
got that ditzy, satanic, dark, all of the music, Kanye, all of them.
Yeah.
It's
money.
dark. It's a very dark nigga just in all black with their fingernails painted. You know, just weird. It's weird. You listen to some of it because these are niggas we grew up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
That
You
was
seen the transition.
So you see a new album, you're like, let me see what this dude doing.
You see the transition.
But it's-
You see when they came in, how they was
Dark.
to how they was once they got them awards and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You get Jake a Grammy shit, all bets is off.
Dude.
Yep, because that Grammy, those Oscars, those are our idols.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And it's basically on the left hand, they're doing sacrifices. You're just being brought to another branch of their wicked, because they've hijacked every sect of society, whether it be the music entertainment system, okay, whether it be the school system, the judicial system, all of the governors and mayors, it's
Entertainment.
it's all ran by this left hand priesthood, and they give people favors that are in positions to be teachers in this, because not everybody is in the order, but it's just certain people there. Mm-hmm. And ultimately the will of Satan is done, and true justice is never played out. Now, you had something?
I got something. I got one.
Okay.
Mark 8:36, it says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Basically taking the escalator rather than the stairs. Everybody wants an easy route. They don't want to suffer, through patience.
Right. Yep. Because
obey your thirst, hungry while waiting. That's the mantra that's pushed on this place,
Yep.
And our people take on to that wholeheartedly. All right.
Yep.
And them entertainers, they really deal with bitterness. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm saying. You can rap, or you can hoop, or you can catch, you can throw a football, you can do all these different things, but that bitterness come when they want you to do something other than that.
Now you subject to that. Now they got tape on you. You didn't win amongst them, rubbing elbows, because they know Jake.
Right.
You may have an Edomite walk up to Jake. Here's $20,000, man. You know what I'm saying? We like what you're doing, yada yada yada. Okay, any type of woman you want, any drug you want, and then you get comfortable with these devils, you get drugged.
Right.
Now you wake up, all right, and they had you in a state of psychosis, and you just completely getting freaked out. Okay, that movie that just came out is on Amazon.
Blink Twice?
Blink.
Yeah.
Is it called Blink Twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, Blink Twice, where they had the chickens running around and shit.
Yeah, that's Blink Twice.
Eve. Yeah. Basically, you look at that, and you'll get a glimpse as to what can happen unto you. So now you're subject. You're in slavery. They're your God now.
Yep.
Okay. Now they can control you and they put a chip in some of them. You somewhere, and a voice just comes in your head. It's them keeping you in check the whole time, man. Yep. That's the type of world we live in.
Nasty word.
I saw that on the show one time. I can't think of what it was, but they put a chip behind this chick eye.
Damn.
Yeah, they put a chick behind her eye, and they had her committing all kind of.
Oh, it's a movie.
She was assassinating people, doing all kind of stuff.
They'll take over her whole neural system.
Yeah, and anytime she tried to buck up, anytime she tried to buck up, pain would go through her head to where she couldn't do nothing but surrender.
And she would come to her senses and be like, "Damn, what am I even doing here?"
Yeah,
That's they want to. You know how you play a video game and you can pick whatever character you want to play with, and you can make them do whatever. That's what Esau's ultimate goal is for you. He wants, instead of man's goings of the Lord, like it says in Proverbs 20 and 24, he wants man's goings to be of him.
Right.
Yep. Now,
I still got
Revelation. Read that one more. Start at, now
right.
that we done went through all that, now we go back here because it just makes the point.
Yeah.
It all, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. And it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be sweet, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
So it's sweet to the tongue, it's sweet to, but once you got to digest it, it becomes bitter. And Jake don't want to deal with the bitter. You know, it's sweet at the front of the tongue, but once it gets to the back, you're like, oh shit. And it goes, and you're like, oh. So that's how this truth is. So Jake is like, I don't want to taste the bitter. I'm not, that's just not, you know, it's more of a mindset. Because there's certain things you might not like, but you got to take into consideration Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, what we're really doing. Okay, and you for the sake of your Lord, your Savior, you know what? I'm gonna make this as much as like unto his walk as possible. Right? So, because we don't have to go on the cross, but we have to go through particular things which likens us to his stripes. Okay, we get our stripes in the spirit, man. So if are you gonna choose you got the bitter herb that you may not like it as nasty, and you got the lettuce, which is more easy, because you ain't never ate a goddamn hamburger with lettuce on it and was like,
you know, it messed the burger up.
The lettuce being bitter, there is a thing, it's bitter lettuce, but it's a process to it.
It's got to be like fermented.
It's got to be, you know what I'm saying?
Expired.
It got to be old.
Now, these debating apologists,
Yeah.
Hebrews,
Yeah.
didn't Google that. I'm sure they did. What they saw was just an easier way out,
Right.
from their friendly Edomite masters.
Right, and then he came onto the comment board and the brother cut him off. Brother's got to chill, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Let him cook. Let him do.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he's wrong. You don't gotta always kick a brother off. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's a complete demon, which he is a demon, right? But let him ultimately
Just stay in his position.
let him stay in his position.
Yeah.
You don't have to kick him off you got the wrench. As soon as you get out of here, nigga.
Yeah.
And really, I feel you though,
Right.
because we ain't got time to be going back and forth and debating. But that's the Apostle Tahar, you know.
You know Apostle Hard, man.
He's all about that. So you let certain,
Yeah.
you gotta have discernment with the wrench, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Jake
ain't
just walking this
slandering on
motherfucker with the wrench. You know what I'm
Just stay in
saying?
the wrong position. That gives us
Calm
wrong
down,
airtime.
brothers. Be in the spirit, because ultimately these guys are gonna snare themselves. That's what's happening to the left hand. Your own mouth is condemning you. Here it is. These guys were all about the law. Okay, but when now we getting into the law, you see these guys are like, that's too much for me, or that don't. Nigga, the Lord said get bitter herbs to represent. And what was the purpose of the herb? Somebody look it up. What was the purpose of the bitter herb? Ain't it in the scriptures too, where he talks about
Captivity.
yeah, ain't it somewhere? Yeah, get that.
Yeah, I want to say eventually y'all fringes just gonna start falling off. Every time y'all do some BS, one fringe is gonna fall off.
And they doing all
You know
of
what
that
I'm saying?
madness with the fringes on.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the Lord has always sent his prophets to correct mindsets, because Israel is simple. And you got these little ass kids who follow the goddamn garbage pail kid now running around with his doctrine trying to act like, no, y'all are still guilty of all of those false doctrines that you learned and taught and have not corrected under that guy.
Right.
The dildo is just another aspect of the whole story. Really, it's your doctrine.
Yep. That's it. Like we were saying earlier, that was we didn't have to hear none of that. You can still get on them because of the doctrine's sake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All that carnal, physical stuff that ain't got to look. We didn't need to know all that to know that he going off in the doctrine.
Yep.
We correct the doctrine.
Right. So John had to eat the bitter, man. Eat this roll is what was told to Ezekiel. So we got to eat it. And the Apostle Tahar brought out a great point. The fact that they don't want to accept that we have a law in the Bible on how to handle grape, which grape just means to seize. And somebody look up bride kidnapping. All right, let's get that history real quick, because ultimately that's all that is. When you go back to the ancient world,
Captivity was bitter.
I would say even Alazar said it when he was up in front of the apostles. He said, "Look, when people hear that word grape, they automatically start thinking of an episode of a Law and Order SVU. You know, and he even put it out there. That ain't what that's talking about.
he knows that ain't what we saying. That's what he said. He didn't really say admit that he agreed with the doctrine, but he agreed
He showed that he understood.
He showed that he understood what we're saying. And at the end of the day, if you're a judge, a teacher of the law in Israel, these are things that you should be well versed in.
Mm-hmm.
We're a nation of ultimately priests. We're a holy priesthood now. We don't have to go to the temple. So the men of the Lord should be versed in the understanding of the Torah, right? But we understand it from the perspective of it all led to Yahweh Shai. But there's particular things that's in the law that don't coincide with how you were raised in this bitter captivity. So there's particular things that you've become accustomed to that in the ancient world are not right.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? And that's an aspect of the bitterness of this truth. Two is coming into that ancient way and mindset and embracing it. Where we at? Huh? Yeah, read that.
Okay. It says,
because we're talking about the law in Deuteronomy 22, which deals with how to handle the case of rape, R-A-P-E. Sweep her off her feet. You sweep a woman off her feet, you take her away, okay, and you go do your thing with her. A month later, you come back. That was the honeymoon. There's an ancient custom where men would literally sweep women off their feet and seize them, take them, seize. That's what rape ultimately is, the seizing aspect.
That's just like, you remember the old caveman cartoons where he clubbed the bitch over the head, then drag off?
Yeah. We ain't talking about that.
That's what I'm saying.
We ain't talking about a woman get hit upside the head, she bleeding. What man want to make love to or have sex with a woman that's bleeding out of her mouth with a black eye? A knife to her. No, that ain't what we talking about. But he saw something he liked in the ancient world. Go ahead.
bride kidnapping, also known as marriage by abduction,
right,
or marriage by capture, is a practice with a long and varied history across different cultures and regions.
So so ultimately, when you deal with the Bible, it's an Eastern book. It's a whole nother culture. It's a whole nother vibration that we, so say, as Americans, haven't been associated with, privy to. You got something?
Yeah, I put it in Chat GPT. What is bride kidnapping?
I think you use Grunk.
Yeah, I'm using Grunk.
Okay, tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Grunk is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it says
it's like Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. You know
yeah,
can't go wrong.
It does help.
Let me finish this real quick though.
Okay.
It says it involves the abduction of a woman or girl by a man, often with the intent of forcing her into marriage. While the practice has largely declined in modern times due to legal and social changes, its historical roots are deep and complex, shaped by cultural, economic, and patriarchal traditions.
So that was the environment in the ancient world. A man would see a woman, and whereas you walk up on her at the club, you know what I'm saying, you coming with me. You know, he would be, there was natural in certain cases. It wasn't every day, men just, it was a free for all. Like a woman walk outside, you know what I'm saying? There's a nigga running at her this way, a nigga running at that. No, but there were cases where a man would, this is I want this, and he would sweep her off her feet and go do his thing. And women had a whole nother reverence for men back then. So ultimately, if she wasn't married, or betrothed, it would just kind of be like, now her father would be mad, you know what I'm saying, because he want to give her away, but ultimately the law gives us a way to settle the matter.
To deal with it, because it happens.
Because it happens.
All right, every culture you go to, that instant happens.
Right.
So everybody had laws on how to deal with it. I know you still got yours, but I just want to draw one parallel with you really quick. All right, because it brought out how they handled it in Mesopotamia. It says 1754 BCE. Bride kidnapping was a common practice in Mesopotamia, where a man would abduct to marry her without consent of her family. This is a law on how to deal with it. It says the Code of Hammurabi, I'm probably saying that wrong. It says if a man abducted a woman, he was required to pay a fine to her family and marry her.
That's in the scriptures. So these are ancient ways. Well, you, like people, the Bible stole from that. No, these were things that happened in the ancient world. Certain things, man, you're gonna see thou shalt not kill in the Egyptian laws. That don't mean the Bible stole from it, nigga. That's common. Nigga, don't steal, don't kill. You know what I'm saying? If you ruling a empire, there's penalties for particular things.
It was an Eastern way how you dealt with it. That's all.
So as a Jake growing up eating Otter Pops and popsicles, all right, and Choco Tacos cereal and Fruit Loops, eating the cereal. You hear that, and you go, oh, hell no, because all you know is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, okay, hanging with Mr. Cooper,
Nigga, get down on these
Martin.
knees. Yeah, Nick, get down on these knees for a bit.
Right, the Steve Harvey Show, okay, Jerry Springer. This is what you've taken in as a natural way. The Cops. So you applying the way that you were raised to an ancient custom, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So then this shows the Lord that you're like, his way ain't right. So that's a character flaw with you guys.
Yeah.
If you're a master in the law, you should be able to break down Deuteronomy 22 without any emotion.
Right, King.
Grunt can't.
Let me read it.
Go ahead.
Now you skip down, it talks about cultural and theological context. It says patriarchal norms. In biblical times, marriages were often arranged by families, and women's consent was not a primary concern.
Right.
Abduction-like scenarios in the Bible occur in exceptional circumstances.
Marriage back then was about the forwarding of the family first. It wasn't about love, romance. That can happen. Now, romance, that's a Roman way, but you can eventually get to know her and y'all become
Y'all get close.
Some women you're not as close with, you know what I'm saying? But it's still the goal of the union, okay, is for you to be fruitful and multiply, and the legacy of the family, the name of the family continues.
Yep.
That was the primary role of sex in a union, in a marriage.
And that happens in general. That's why when men and women work together, over time, you might not initially even be attracted to her or vice versa, but over time you'll start to find endearing characteristics about the woman that you work with or that you're around. You know? Just like in ancient times, the woman might not want to be married to this man, but over time of being with him, she loves him.
Yep.
You know?
Especially once they become one via sex, because that's the consummation of the marriage was sex. When he broke the hymen, ultimately now he's put his spirit in her. He's basically put his spirit on her. I mean,
Right.
now he injected the Holy Spirit in her. No, but he put his vibration on it. They became one. Go ahead.
Yep. It says abduction-like scenarios in the Bible occur in exceptional circumstances, like war, tribal survival, rather than as a standard practice.
Right. It ain't something men just ran around doing.
But it's mentioned.
But it's mentioned because there's just like harlots are mentioned. That wasn't the standard. You wouldn't want your daughter to be a harlot, okay? But there's certain situations that happen where a chick could be, rebellious, and her family kicks her out. So how does she survive? She starts to sell her body. That's a practice that goes way back. This is nothing new. And it's mentioned in the Bible. Solomon's first judgment was between harlots. So people hear these things, and they're like, oh my God, y'all are sick. But nigga, I'm just reading the Bible. Right. After Judah's wife died, what was his immediate reaction? To go get a harlot. He went and looked for a streetwalker, because that's how Samson, his wife died. What was his next move? He went and got a harlot. Right. And it was so good, he picked up a gate and walked up a hill. I want some of that. Go ahead.
It says contrast with law. The Mosaic law, Deuteronomy 22, 28, and 29, addresses cases where a man rapes an unbetrothed virgin and is then required to marry her and pay a bride price.
Right, so I don't understand, why can't Israelites get this? Why can't men who is basically saying that the law, understand that we're not saying go, but this is an ancient custom, the law mentions it, praise Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Wow, that's his judgment on it.
You said that was Gronk, right?
Yep.
They used the word grape in there. These niggas will tell you they ain't talking about that.
Yeah. It says this law aims to protect the woman's social standing in a patriarchal society rather than endorse abduction.
Right, because if she's just taken and now she's just out there,
She threw.
ain't nobody gonna want to marry her. That's gonna follow her. So the Lord says, well, the guy who did it, if she's not married or betrothed, you got to pay the father a dowry, and now this is your wife. You got to take care of her.
Yep.
And if men knew that was the penalty, they wouldn't do it in a lot of cases. You would be like, okay, let me think before I do this.
I'm just
because
gonna
this is gonna start to have come out of my pocket.
Right.
Eventually, this can You know, so you know,
This is really what I want to do.
is this really what I want to do? You may have a guy who's balling out of control and it don't matter to him. But you got just a regular Jake, you know what I'm saying? He do that will fuck his whole situation up. And if we're in war, we were commanded in certain cases to kill off the men, okay? And then the women who were have not been married to a man, or you take them, okay, and they're raised up until they become of marriageable age, and then what? They can become a concubine, because there's a law on a concubine. Okay? We know in the book of Deuteronomy, the Lord commanded the Israelites not to make any marriages with the 7 Canaanite nations. But if you keep reading, okay, in Deuteronomy 21, he gives you a law on how to deal with the rest of the heathen that aren't of those 7 nations. And basically she would have to shave her head. You took down a nation, right? And you see one of the captives, and you're like, she pretty. You would basically take her, right? She's crying, oh my God. Her husband died. Okay, her family died. In some cases, you would take her, and for a whole month, she would have to shave her head, those nails, put away her idols.
Right.
And there will come a point where you will go in unto her, and that's a marriage through bondage, which is a concubine. A concubine is a marriage usually through bondage, through the Hagar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why she was called the bondwoman. Abraham's concubine Hagar, okay, was the bondwoman. So there's laws on how to handle all of these things, but when you hear it, it's unpleasing to your ear because Jeremiah 6:16. You got some more?
I got
Okay.
it.
That's the point. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
Right. Ask for the old paths. Okay, go ahead.
Where is the good way?
Jeremiah 18:15.
And walk therein.
Right. Walk therein. Ask for the old path. Walk therein. And it's more of a mindset. You see, so because it's not like we just for the, you know what I'm saying? You know what? You know, go grab a woman up. It's just to kind of, because you got to understand the law, statutes, and commandments was the Lord reintroducing himself to that holy seed. From Adam, Seth, okay, Noah, Shem, you know, our Faxad, okay, all the way up to our forefather Abraham, who had Isaac, Jacob, the 12 tribes. Then comes Moses. The Lord reintroduces himself to that seed through the law. So the law gives us an insight to what was given unto Adam, to how we were walking back then. Amongst these different nations that were going off and these different idols, what did the Lord give Adam to make him stand out and holy and separate? That's the laws written, you know, and then giving us the 10 commandments. That's all it was. So when you read the law, you're getting the insight into how Yahweh Bashim Shai would judge a matter on earth.
That's right.
And Jake is ashamed of it. Go ahead.
It says, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
You see?
But they said, we will not walk therein.
Right, because ultimately the simplicity in Yahweh Shai is not enough. The Lord's offensive to their, you know, carnal and their upbringing, their McDonald's, French fries, you know, rock. Remember rock?
Yep.
You know, Jake's, Eleanor. Jake's stuck in that rock spirit, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that Theo Huxtable spirit. That ain't gonna work.
We got to tap into our culture to get a better connection
Yeah.
to the Bible, of this book, our book.
Yeah, that Eddie Winslow spirit. We ain't in that spirit. We put that off. Now we're here. Certain things we may take to, certain things we may like, but we know there's certain things that the scriptures, hey, it is what it is.
That's right. Yep.
You can't digest the Lord's way with a modern mind.
Right, a Western world culture can't do it. Mindset.
Hell nah, man.
A Big Mac mindset.
Yeah, Big Mac. And Jake is literally eating Big Mac still.
Yep.
Taco Bell. You know, brothers got their folly, you know what I'm saying? But that you gotta get it, you gotta stop.
Man.
Because you see where it got that guy.
She killing
He did it on camera. Okay?
Prepare for the search of your fathers, like
I
Job
got that.
told
I got
us.
that
Yep.
Jeremiah. You asked.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah
18.
18 and 15. Right, it reads, because my people have forgotten me, they have burned incense to vanity.
See, my people have forgot me. They burn incense to vanity. Now, what you burn incense to is what you're giving your attention to. The burning of incense was associated with, you know, reverencing your power. You know, trying to commune with him. That's why we burnt the incense in the temple. Even with certain sacrifice, you would throw the incense in with the sacrifice. The Lord, you know, he wants to smell that. That's him hearing you out, supping with you. Okay? Where we at?
Jeremiah 18 and 15 again from the top.
Yep.
Right, it reads, because my people have forgotten me, they have burned incense to vanity.
Right.
And they have caused them to stumble in their ways from the ancient past.
See, they caused them to stumble in their ways from the ancient past. Now look at the word ancient. It caused you burning incense to these other ways and vibrations. Okay, it's causing you to stumble to where now you got a man of the Lord teaching it and you offended by it. What did Yahweh Shai say? If you're offended in me, somebody get that, in this perverse generation, the Son of Man shall be offended in you. You're openly admitting the white man's judgments are better than the Lord's.
It's the Psalms H57:68. It's Iwalam. All right, it says long duration, antiquity.
Antiquity. What's antiquity mean? Ancient, basically. Old. Go ahead.
Futurity, forever and ever, everlasting, evermore.
Read it again.
This
is the word for ancient. Go ahead.
Yep. The Strong's H57:68 is Iwalam.
Right.
It says long duration, antiquity, futurity, forever, ever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient world.
There you go. And when you look up the word Hebrew, Ibar, okay, it's from the past. Basically, the legacy from the time of Adam, all right, to that will eventually be continued through Seth, through Noah. Okay, that's why this line, eventually, there was a man named Eber. Hebrew, that marked that chosen lineage that would continue to name, okay, the teachings, the righteous way. You see? And at the time of Abraham, it made it a point to say Abram the Hebrew because he's of that lineage. It's of the past. That ancient way is now being restored to us in these latter days, man. And Jake don't like it. Okay?
Want to go back to John?
I mean
Revelation.
Hell no. You've been finished with this.
I got that in Mark.
Well, read it again. Read it again.
I'm going to read verse 10.
No, go ahead.
Yep. I was holding this earlier.
Yep.
This is Mark 8:38. It says,
Shalom.
whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation,
Yep.
of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
They're ashamed of the Lord, so they add the world to their ministry.
Exactly.
Yep, world friendly.
See that?
Yeah, gimmicks.
Gimmicks. A weak mindset that shouldn't the you know, people in the world think like y'all think.
Exactly.
The men of the Lord, the true leadership is calling our Lord, eat the bitter herb. Get into this thing.
You gotta put the candy in the medicine.
You know? You ain't got to do it all the time. This is a holy day. Now, what's that in Sirach 43? Some days esteem higher. What you got?
Certain days are ordinary days. What he just read.
Okay. Oh, read it again.
Mark 8:38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
Because the Lord described Israel. They're like vipers.
Right.
They're like scorpions, man. So if you're ashamed of him because of Jake's opinion, like Johanna said, black people used to love us before GMS came on the scene. When has the Bible ever been written to coincide with what black people think?
Right.
Black people are losing. Black culture is totally tacky. They're the black people who associate with black at the end of the day, all right, are in darkness. We're Israelites.
Right.
So the black people are going to look at us and say, y'all niggas are stupid.
Yep.
Black people hated the Lord.
They would have treated Yahweh Shah like shit if he was on the earth.
Right.
Spirit, he coming in lowly.
Black people always are going to look, they're programmed from children up to be totally against what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
The Lord, the Esau prepared them from the time they came out of the womb to the college, all their experience, they're being programmed through the image of the beast to conform to the image of the beast. So righteousness then becomes wickedness to them. Okay? Go ahead.
Oh, that's the end of man.
So if you're ashamed of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua and this adulterous and wicked generation, okay, it's very dirty. It's gritty. You know, the Esau's just spreading all of these dis-ease. That's all. It's a spiritual war. We're literally on the front lines of a spiritual war, man. Okay? This man is trying to ultimately, as we're in this new Egypt, he's trying to decimate us, man. You can feel it. The food, it's not, nothing's the same.
This is Sirach 33 and 7 in the GNT. Why are some days holier than others, even though the same sun rises on every day of the year?
Right.
It is because the Lord made them different by setting them apart as religious holidays and festivals.
There you go.
He made some days holy and important and other days ordinary.
So you have the Passover, which is a holy day. So on that day, it's set apart. This is the only day you gotta, if it's too bitter for you, this is the only day you gotta just have a bitter. You could do dandelion leaves. Something that's bitter is preferable through the spirit.
Right.
Because Jacob be like, well, where does it specify which bitter herb? You think the Lord had them go through that hardcore captivity to tell them to have a holy day associated with just eating something that's easy?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
He wanted them to remember what I did to you. By you eating this bitter herb, remember the hard bondage you were made to serve, okay, as a nation.
Right. And at the same time, that was a healthy meal because we was gonna have to run. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine trying to run from Pharaoh with the itis? Like, come on, man. What the hell?
Yeah. So that was a holy day. And you go get some lettuce and tomatoes. Y'all got potato salad, chicken, dessert at the Passover, man. Tell me ain't no leavening in it. The Lord said, get the lamb, the bitter herb, and the unleavened bread. Hurry up and eat it and have your shoes on, man. Y'all adding to it.
And then had a concert.
But again, we rehearsing, but it's just, I thought you guys were into the law.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to see these guys that the law, statute, commandments, they be standing, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this nigga keeping the law.
Yeah. Well, they got to justify the grift. Because if you gonna give up all this money just to listen to these bird brains talk shit and rap a song and basically glorify themselves,
Right.
at least I can get some damn fried chicken out of it.
Israelite kickback.
So they have to add the extra shit to justify the grift, to justify you paying the money to even just watch it. You know?
Unbelievable.
Meanwhile, the apostles putting up videos, man, this is how you can do Passover by yourself at the crib.
Real quick, simple.
You know? I want to get this definition of gimmick. A lot of you guys are just full of gimmicks, and you get it from Esau, right?
Daddy.
A gimmick is a trick, device, or scheme often used to attract attention or increase appeal.
Right. The dude did a rap video at the Passover. He didn't do it before the Passover. During the Passover, this nigga is just being a nigga.
Yeah.
I used to sell dope. Now I sell hope.
That corny ass
Nigga,
shit that
get
you
outta
got
here.
from the black church.
Why do you dudes always have to bring up how hard you were in the world?
Yeah.
I got shot.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bro, cool. I used to sell dope.
Glorifying.
No one
I had them
cares.
hoes. You don't hear me talking about them hoes? I had them hoes. I'm fucking right. You don't hear me? I had them
Every
hoes.
video, bro.
I used to have them hoes too.
Yeah. But now wisdom is the woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck
That
outta
shit
here.
corny, man.
Shit is not cute. And you guys need new beats.
Yeah.
Okay? Some beats should be minimal if you want the rapper's voice to be the main aspect of the song, but y'all guys' beats ain't good.
Off-brand Kendrick Lamar shit. Man.
That shit ain't hitting like that. Your rhymes are okay on some of the K, but your music, you need to come to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'ma double charge
it's just
you.
like when you try to
I'm gonna charge you interest.
when you try to be punchy on a beat like that, it just don't.
It don't work.
So it's just like, if it was good, I say it was
Well,
good.
Yeah. I've
But
heard
it was
some
just like,
decent
yeah.
brew hop.
They just corny, man. That's just cool.
Anyway,
Yep.
a gimmick is a trick, device, or scheme often used to attract attention or increase appeal especially in marketing or sales. And that's all you guys are doing with this ministry. It's just nothing but a business for you guys. And it comes off very corny for people that are taking this thing seriously. Talking about deadly seriously. You know, and it's offensive to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, actually. To, you know, you think the Most High is pleased with seeing people eating potato salad and goofballing around, you know, at the Passover.
Talking about they keeping the law.
You know, here we are in the last days, you know, the Lord died on the cross. That's a very serious matter.
Right. Now, you know, I got a precept for you. This is Isaiah 53 and 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, as a root out of dry ground, talking about Yahweh Shai. He hath no form or comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. It says in the NLT, there was nothing beautiful or majestic about his appearance, nothing to attract us to him.
Yeah.
Now that word comeliness, go ahead, I'm gonna look it up.
He came lowly, man.
Yeah.
He came on an ass. You know, he didn't come on a big steed, white steed, you know, glimmering in you know, and just doing miracles on his way into Bethlehem or wherever.
You know,
like, you know, he
riding
riding a horse, and you know, he's just doing miracles. You know, he got gold coins falling out his pocket. You know,
right?
Peter and Andrew in the back beatboxing while the sons, you know, the sons,
right? He flying over the temple, you know, getting money, getting
paid. Freestyling,
like doing magic tricks.
You know, Sons of Thunder doing flips. You know,
Sons of Thunder.
You know, he makes somebody blind see, and they're like, oh, you see, you know what I'm saying? Start rapping about making people see. They just know, man. As a matter of fact, when he did the miracles, he told people, don't tell nobody.
He didn't want no attention.
Don't tell nobody, man.
Right. Now that word for comeliness, we have no form nor comeliness when we shall see him, nothing to attract us to him or him to us. It says hadar, ornament, okay?
Yeah.
Splendor, ornament, majesty, honor, glory. Now ornament, the fringe is an ornament. Ornament is something that attracts attention to it. To be seen. All right. It says, ornament, a thing used to make something look more attractive, but usually having no practical purpose.
Boom. And that's what these guys do, man. And it works on women very, very well. You know?
You know what I'm saying?
The flashy, wanna be flashy.
Hit him with that one.
Hip hop kind of black culture type stuff.
Yep.
Is what they use to attract people, but it's not attracting genuine people, man.
Right, genuine believers, right.
You looking for people who are just down for this word and this doctrine, man. Not people that's here for gimmicks and
potato salad.
Potato salad.
Who made the potato salad?
Yeah. Who made,
at the Passover? Who made the potato? Who made this potato salad?
Kroger.
But it's from goddamn Walmart. The nigga put on the chat, I'm gonna bring the potato salad. I got it.
Yellow mustard potato salad.
Just cash at me, you know what I'm saying? You cash out this nigga, you look at his picture, he's looking in the side of the screen like a goddamn madman. Like this nigga picture crazy. And he take the money, he go get some goddamn potato salad to eat at the Passover, man.
Yeah. He said 1 bucket for each tribe.
Got ice cream, punch. It's a black culture, basically.
It's a kickback, an Israelite kickback. Yeah, probably doing karaoke. Yeah.
That's what the concert was for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody else finna get that.
You give Jake a microphone with a speaker attached to it in a ballroom, he finna let loose. So while Yahweh Shai's being persecuted, got a heavy spirit because he finna get sacrificed, what were these guys doing?
Bullcorn.
While the followers of Yahweh Shai were being persecuted on this day, okay, they were sought after, some of them put to death. How could you be in a festive spirit? Even in ancient Egypt. All of those plagues ultimately that happened, the firstborn of the Egyptians died. That is not a time. Imagine you walk outside and every Edomite child, you know what I'm saying? Gone.
Dead.
On the streets.
Yep.
Stroller, sucker on the side of them.
Yep.
One of them old school blow pops on the side of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You walk outside, all of them
with a leash.
You gonna be partying? No, you gonna be like, what? It's an angel.
You gonna be praying. Man.
Come on, man. So it's all about mindset as concerning this thing of ours, man.
Sober.
Right.
Be sober. Sober-minded. But y'all want to be goofy. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3.
And again, if you gonna be a nigga the right way.
Yeah, at least be good at it.
I'd be like thinking, I would be a better nigga than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just in your flesh.
I would go harder.
I would go harder.
You know what I mean? If you gonna be a nigga, at least
go in.
the song should go crazy hard. You know?
You gonna nig.
Yeah, if you gonna nig, do it. You know, no halfway nig. Y'all can't even nig right.
God damn.
Halfway knees.
Ain't no such thing as a halfway nig.
Ain't no such thing as a halfway. Either you in this nig shit or you out. Come on, man. Shalom. Shalom.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Right.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Right. A lot of you guys are mere civilians. We're in a spiritual war, and a lot of you guys got the mindset of a civilian. Here it is. We're at war. But you walking around with a civilian's mindset, talking about you're leading Israel. No, you finna get people destroyed.
That's right.
You sitting with the enemy, doing videos with them, right? You doing videos with the enemy, right? We're at war. He got your email now. Now they got all our business anyway, but you got to be careful. Here it is. You're sitting with your enemy in the midst of the time where they're getting ready to accuse your ass.
Yep.
You sitting there rubbing elbows with people who are totally contrary to what we're trying to do here.
Yep.
That's likening to you in a war and you just sitting with me. I know we got missiles over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They learning the way you think. They learning your tactics. They learning how you move.
Right.
They watching everything, man. Documenting and seeing how they can turn it back on you.
Right. Yep.
But you so prideful. Oh no, man! Look, Most High with us, so nobody can be against us.
Right.
So you tempt the Lord.
Y'all scared. Y'all
pride.
Yeah.
Most High didn't have us come out here to be prideful, man. Now we're meant to be confident and bold. But what y'all doing is y'all hustling backwards, man. You know?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Proverbs 13:20 in the NLT. Walk with wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble.
Yep. And so all this co-mingling with people with other doctrines that you don't believe in, you cohorting with Edomites and people that are clearly against your agenda, okay? You're making merchandise of the ministry, which is going to leave a whole bunch of people felt taken advantage of, which is what you're doing, really. Okay? You're poor leaders. Horrible examples. You got guys that this dude Hassad will use any type of semantic or technicality to try to justify his BS, man. Well, it does, lettuce is a bitter. It clearly says that. What's wrong? I don't see what the big deal is. You sound like an Edomite, man.
That's why you off. Because you don't
like,
see what the big deal is.
You sound like an Edomite, bro. You know? And it's not even that hard.
Nah, at all.
Okay? Just humble up, man. Okay? Going back to 2 Timothy 2 and 4, it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
You see, and that's a mindset. That's a mindset. You see? If you're a leader of men, they're gonna take on your mindset. You see? So if you're in a position to where you need to be serious, but then you're not, everybody's gonna follow that lead. That's why the scriptures say the blind leading the blind is they both fall into the ditch.
Yeah. It says, as the king of the people are, or the ruler of the people, so are his officers. So if the king and the officers are like that, how much more the rest of the people?
Exactly.
Be reprobate. If you got a reprobate king, you're gonna have a reprobate court, which is gonna lead to a reprobate city, man. Okay? So you guys get upset because a great millstone, and we watch these things, and we come back to the flock and say, no, actually, in the spirit, this is the way to approach it or think about it. This is what the scriptures say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys want to be too damn cute.
Yep, because the more you go into the scriptures, the more you go into the history, you see the mindset of the people that the Lord was dealing with. Right. During the time of Judges, you had the mindset of the judges, right? King David's mindset, King Solomon's mindset, all the prophets' mindset. You see?
Hey, Salaki, brother, the Lord made it easy. He said, learn and meek.
That's it.
I am humble and meek, right? That's what he said.
That's it.
So just follow that path.
That's it. That's the straight gate. Going down the straight gate, you got to have a certain mindset. That's why I say the broad is the way. Broad is the way that leads to destruction. Because everybody want to chill. You see, but somebody got to pull out the 40s. You know what I'm saying? You know when the cops beat on the door, the party over with, man. You know, it is what it is. And Jake done partied too hard and too long, man, to the point where now they not even worried about the covering. They blinded by the party. It's an Israelite party on the Passover where you did have people that didn't believe in the Lord during the time. That's what crucify him. What you think their mindset was? You see?
No fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
Denying the Lord. It's a terrible thing when you deny the Lord.
That's right.
Because you're removing the very foundation that you need to build upon.
Yep.
And if you don't, like if this building didn't have that foundation, eventually it will crumble and collapse. So without the foundation of Yahushua, you're not going to be able to build properly. You'll be able to build something, it'll look good, but it ain't going to last.
Right. Nope.
If this council be amended, it will come to naught.
Yep. They build their house on sand.
If you want something to be built properly, you have to be tedious about the instructions.
You got to be tedious about the foundation.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. You can't build the foundation without the instructions to the foundation. Right. You have to be No. It says for it to go here.
That's it.
We're not finna just, it's kind of the same. No, fuck that, man.
Right.
You gotta, hey, this is a spiritual war, and this is what we see with these badass kids, man.
Yep.
They want to be played around too much. They want to cut corners.
Yeah.
All right. And the Most High's coming, and He ain't gonna come with timeout.
Yeah. And you got to learn how to be a master builder.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a master builder if you're still just a laborer in the field.
Right.
The master builder started as a laborer, but he learned the different skills to be able to become that master builder. Right. He can give directions to everybody about their job. And if they have a question about any part of the job, he'll be able to answer any question that they have to help them do their job better.
Yep.
And why? Why did he become a master builder? Because he probably had a crude teacher, right? A didactic teacher, somebody that was there with discipline, man.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Stoic.
This thing has got to be about a certain level of discipline. And a lot of these guys that we know about that broke off, they didn't want discipline through the Spirit, man.
I got one for you.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This is 2 Maccabees 2:29. For as the master builder of a new house must care for the whole building, but he that undertake to set it out and paint it must seek out fit things for the adorning thereof.
Hey.
Even so, I think it is with us to stand on every point and to go over things at large and to be curious in particulars.
Yeah, man. So when we talk about bitter herbs, we're curious in the particulars of it. How are we going to do this so we please the Lord? What is most likely going to please the Lord? If I truly eat something that's bitter?
Right. If this is the ancient world. This is ancient Egypt. How would something taste back then?
Sure, I'll play around with it.
You know,
technically a bitter.
If you have a
and
good,
act like a fucking Edomite.
I'm sorry. Hey, if you have a good recipe,
Mm-hmm.
you don't fuck with that recipe.
No.
You leave the recipe as it is. It
Yeah.
don't need nothing taken from it. It don't need nothing added to it.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yep.
Right, Jake. Well, I'm gonna put some red tomatoes in there because of the red. No, man, you messed up the dish.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got a perfectly curried dish, and you put some goddamn red like tomato. What are you doing?
Yeah. Here it is. The dish is supposed to be white. You got it looking green.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're doing too much.
That's right.
I'm telling you, man, use some pepper to make a cake.
I got something for y'all as soon as I get it. I must be allowed to read. Please don't kick me out the camp. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 18. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. So what are we? We're stewards. What is a steward? An economist. What is an economist? A house manager.
Yep.
And what does a house manager do? He manages the affairs of that house. He's given a certain amount of money to be able to buy supplies, to be able to pay the people, to make sure that the maintenance of that building is taken care of, both outside, inside, the foundation, the roof, whatever. If something's wrong with that building, guess what? The owner of that building is gonna come and see him. He's gonna deal with them other guys, but he's gonna come see him first.
Exactly. Shit rolls downhill.
That's it.
Right? And so if you understand that the owner is austere, you're gonna be on point with this, man.
Oh yeah.
Because you ain't gonna go on Esau's job and play around with the books. I remember I used to work at HEB, and you couldn't leave that drawer. If it was a penny missing, you had to find that penny. A penny. I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm just missing a penny. No. The books ain't right.
Right.
Where's the penny?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
When you look at these multi-billion-dollar corporations, from all the way down to the basic cashier that's checking people in and out, everything has to be accounted for,
That's
man.
it. There you go.
So how much more so for the house of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man?
Yeah.
This thing is about having that discipline to follow and be obedient.
Right.
And it's spiritually discerned. A spiritually discerned person is going to say, you know what? That romaine lettuce is too sweet, man. They don't really represent the bitterness of this captivity. I'm not going to have that as an example for the congregation. We're going to take this serious.
Right, because it was the bitterness of that captivity that led to the Israelites crying out, and the Lord heard them and remembered his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the bitterness is also tied to the Lord remembering us, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Now I want to read this real quick because we're being raised up as the sons of God here, man. How is a father supposed to train up his son? Is he train him up and play with him and kid around? If you want your son to be on point, are you gonna fucking play with him all day? No. You're gonna be serious with that boy. You don't sit up and cat kiki with your son, man. He won't take you serious. He'll take you as a joke.
Right.
Okay? And that's how they take the Most High, man. That's how they take Yahweh Shem Yahushua. When they do all of these things on the Passover and stuff like that. Go ahead and call it
There's been a blatant disrespect for the Lord's high holy days, for his word, for his breakdowns, for his men, for everything that has to do with anything that's holy. There's been a blatant disrespect about it. And the Lord's going to start setting shit in order.
Absolutely.
He's going to start making examples, even more. You got it, bro.
That's right. That's right. You feel it. You feel it. This Passover, man.
Heavy.
Was, you know, cups of wine spilling over. The Lord for to spill blood, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's the Lord.
Blood moon.
The blood moon. Oh man, how can we forget that? On the Passover, that night, eventually there came a blood moon, man. You don't think that's a sign from? You think he wrote that in the story for no reason? No, that's for you to understand. Look, judgment is coming.
Yeah.
Our Yahweh shines on his way because the left hand is moving.
Oh yeah.
Pretty soon, it's gonna be illegal to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, your constitutional rights through the squeeze they're bringing are gonna be wiped out. So they're gonna be able to declare people under certain circumstances enemies of the state. Okay, and the Lord put the right devil in office, the cruel Lord, to bring it all about. So you think the Lord gonna, at some point, the Lord gonna have to make a move?
Yeah.
That's what we're banking on, man.
Yeah.
We're banking on ultimately the Lord, because it can't go like this forever.
Yeah.
I refuse to serve. I don't serve a power that's gonna allow this forever.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's not written. Go ahead.
So what type of mindset should you be in, and should you be teaching? Right? You're supposed to be blowing the trumpet and preparing the people for this.
Right.
Not laughing and kikiing all damn day, man. This ain't no joke.
Warning them.
Okay? Go ahead.
Sirach 30:1 in a GNT. A father who loves his son will whip him often.
A father who loves his son will whip him often. Now the brothers was reading Hebrews 12 earlier. The Most High is going to chastise those who he loves. Not kiki. No, you're going to eat the bitter herb. If my son came to me and said, I just want lettuce, daddy. What the fuck did you say, boy? What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, thinking about it making me
We
mad.
got children. We got brothers,
We're gonna
children,
talk about that later.
even daughters eating bitter herb. But you got a leader of Israel. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Captivity is nasty.
Yeah.
Egypt was nasty.
This is nasty.
This is nasty. That's the
haze,
purpose.
You see this haze, right?
Yeah, it's nasty work. So
Okay.
the bitter herb is ugh. But that's how the Lord, that's what He's gonna deliver us.
That's exactly the reason why He wants us to eat it.
But that bitterness makes you better.
That's right.
You know, that bitterness, even those bitter herbs, is helping break down the meat that you're eating,
Yep.
That's right.
the food that you're eating,
That's right.
right?
That's right. Right. And then so in likeness, we getting this food, this bread, this
Right.
meat, right, and breaking it down and absorbing it.
Right.
Right. Mhm.
Look, the Lord is training us to be world leaders.
That's right.
You know what kind of mindset, what kind of spirit you have to be a world leader to govern all over everything that you see? Even though all this shit's gonna be gone, I'm talking about people
Yeah.
in the Lord's new kingdom.
Yeah. You got to be able to think beyond yourself, man.
Yeah.
You got to understand that your example and what you say means something, and it pushes a vibration out to the rest of the congregation. And you got to be man enough to be responsible for that. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. A father is going to be on his son, man. The Most High is going to be on his children, the men that he loved. Those experiences and going through bitter things help you understand this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A lot of stuff we didn't understand that the apostles was telling us over and over again, and we had to go through things to understand it, even though they told us.
Right. That's how you
But we
digest
didn't
the bread
get
and the
it,
meat,
you know,
through the bitter.
Yeah, you. It's like the apostles. They tell you something, you get it, but you don't get it until you feel it.
You don't get it.
You don't get it until you go through something. They can tell you about women,
Yep.
but when you get smacked and get betrayed or get hurt, now you understand why they wasn't exaggerating. Was oh, now you get it. I wish you didn't have to put your hand on the stove. I was trying to warn you. Okay, so that's what a father will do to a son.
Look at you now.
Mm-hmm. Call it read it again.
Sirach 31 at GNT. A father who loves his son will whip him often, so that he can be proud of him later.
Go ahead.
If a son is disciplined, he will be of some use.
If he's disciplined, he'll be of some use. Now, when the rod came to a lot of you guys that used to be in Great Millstone, you running all around the damn living room, man, running away, man. And that don't do nothing but make it worse when I catch up to your ass. Okay? And that's what's happening when you all these break-off camps, man. And that's why you had this, Al-Azhar had to have his pride taken down to the bottomless pit.
Damn.
Because his pride was at the height.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's like, I'm gonna get you, boy.
He that exalted himself shall be abased.
If you would have took reproof early, maybe that switch wouldn't have been got so big. All right, keep going.
He that being offered reproof hardeneth his neck shall be destroyed, and that without remedy.
That's right. That's right. So just now, even with this thing with the bitters, we're gonna see the response. And there's probably gonna be some snide, you know, backhanded, indirect, you know.
Well, he was in a comment board today.
Yeah, he just said lettuce.
Right?
There is a such thing as
yeah,
lettuce.
he gave some Latin term, latuca, whatever.
That's some shit he didn't have.
Right, but so what?
Yeah.
The scripture says bitter herb.
Yeah.
Marar.
Yeah, lettuce ain't bitter until after you let it sit.
Exactly.
It ain't just bitter right off the bat.
And you know the people listening ain't doing all that. They're gonna go to the damn store and get some regular ass romaine.
Right.
And be like, well, Hassan said it.
Iceberg.
You said romaine.
Right. They asked the nigga, you need a bag? Nah, he walked out the grocery store, goddamn romaine lettuce on his way to the Passover.
Yeah, French is dangling.
The nigga with the potato salad behind it.
Yeah. I mean, at least get some radicchio or something like that. Bitter shit. Some arugula. You know, even arugula is a little more bitter, even though that ain't shit. Get the horseradish. Be a man.
Yeah,
you can
man.
take it like a man.
Like a man.
Garlic, garlic. Give me something.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You got
Garlic is bitter.
Hey, that garlic from Cali.
Hold on, just one second. Keep moving.
Verse 2, if a son is disciplined, he will be of some use, and his father can boast of him to his friends.
Go ahead.
Anyone who gives good guidance to his son can not only take pride in him among his friends, but he can make his enemies jealous.
That's what we want, man. But our enemies are not jealous seeing these badass kids running around because they'll allow for anything, man. Weak. You're not a threat. That's why vocab is sitting up there playing patty cake with you guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
He don't try that shit with us.
No.
Salaka, he don't try that shit with us.
Right.
Any of the, you know, you better tread lightly, motherfucker.
That's right.
We ain't gonna play with y'all.
Yeah, you not for the meet. We ain't for to meet you at the pizza shop.
We're not having a friendly debate
And
with you.
then press record in front of the camera and
Yeah.
sit down
Hell
and
no.
talk.
Yeah.
I'm facing you.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Fuck your pizza.
Yeah.
You could shove that shit up the whole goddamn Sicilian up your ass.
That's right. Go ahead, Jim.
With the pepperonis.
That's right. That's right.
Verse 4, while the father is alive, the sight of his son makes him happy, and when he dies, he has no regrets.
Uh-huh.
He is not really dead because his son is like him.
Mm-hmm.
He has left someone to take vengeance on his enemies and to return the favors he owes his friends.
Someone with that mindset, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be duplicating Yahweh Shai mindset on earth, man. Going through these precepts, going through these scriptures, and pushing out the through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, how Yahweh Shai was walking, how the disciples was moving, man.
David and Solomon.
You
like
think
the
they gonna
brother
sit up there? This is too bitter. No. No.
That's gay, real gay.
Let's say Isaiah 53. We went into it earlier. You see, it pleased the Lord to bruise Yahweh Shai, right?
Yeah.
And through that action, the whole nation was going to be brought back in waves, starting with the elect. You see, it said the prophecy said with Solomon, if Solomon go off, he was going to be beaten with stripes. It didn't say he was going to be patty cake with and all that. So when he came back as Yahweh Shai, that's when that took place. It was never to be a cakewalk.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's the least you can do is not like it, bitch. The more I listen to these guys, I don't like y'all, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man.
I don't like y'all, man.
I mean, you got women out there that sound more manly than that.
I don't like y'all.
It's
bro.
like what the fuck happened? You know, they don't make them like they used to.
Y'all don't take this thing seriously, man.
Yeah.
GMO baby.
Y'all playing around. Y'all playing around with this ministry, man. Most high. Go ahead, man.
He gonna work. He gonna work.
Verse 7 of Sirach, the 30th chapter. But anyone who spoils his son will have to bandage his wounds.
Mm-hmm.
His heart will stop every time he hears a shout.
And that's what's happened with a lot of these guys that call themselves Israelites. Y'all a bunch of spoiled brats. And anything that comes up that's callous, you bitch up, man. You can't even eat some bitter herbs without making an excuse and running around finding some type of semantics and loopholes and excuses so you can be comfortable, man.
Like bowing to Yahweh Shai, they go to the word. Dog, it just means reverence.
Right.
If he walked before you right now, you wouldn't bow your head, bro. That's an Eastern custom.
Yeah.
So, but you're not gonna bow to the spirit, the man that the Most High Himself gave authority in heavens on earth to.
They deny
But
him.
you see Tukey Williams, and it's a real one.
Yeah.
You a real one, man. The Hoover Crip, some old nigga doing interviews. Right, yeah, it's different. See, when you in jail, man, you gotta watch. Man, it ain't like that. Some old dumb nigga. Because even when you listen to Alazar's apology speech, it was like a scene cut out of South Central.
I love you niggas.
Yeah, I love you niggas.
I love you.
Yeah.
That's a scene like they showed the edits.
Keep
That
doing what
wasn't
I told
matter.
you.
Bro, only thing they was missing was some glass and another nigga on the other side.
Right.
Doing this shit. Yeah.
Fake facts, man.
Tired of this shit, man.
Bulletproof.
Ain't nobody supposed to say nothing, no.
Yeah.
Who got glass?
Facts. That's facts.
Fucking failures.
Y'all my niggas.
That's what happens when you a spoiled brat, man.
Hey, that big thick ass glass like that.
But we supposed to sit there and say, oh, he repented. Oh, gorilla.
Yeah.
Come here, gorilla. Hand a nigga some soda.
Yeah.
Orange soda.
Orange soda. Here, man.
Ice cold. Open it
I
for
got your
him.
favorite, man.
Hey, what
alright, you
about
repented.
what they did to Apostle Rakah for the biker jacket?
Bro, they laid into him,
They
man.
rode him for how long?
Bro, forever, man.
He's in a biker gang, the biker Masons. He's a Mason.
That's
Now you represent Crip.
Yeah, Hoover Crip.
And the Crips are the biggest Masons.
And they ain't saying shit. Nobody's saying shit.
Esau infiltrated that thing. What Jake is gonna say is the original meaning was to bring the community together, man. Fuck that. We ain't no Crips, man. Crips ain't got nothing to do with the holy scriptures, the disciples. We ain't here to uplift that image.
Right.
We're not here to merge the street, all right, with the truth. Now, some of us come from the streets, but ultimately, we're not bringing the old man into this beautiful glory. We ain't bringing no goddamn root beer to a glorious feast.
No,
All right, you see the lamb, you see all of these beautiful vegetables shining, glowing, the gold,
Goblets.
plates, everything just on point. The music is classical, right?
Yeah.
You pull up, knocking some trap music, then you come in,
Yeah.
all right, with some Heinz ketchup
Yeah.
and a goddamn root beer.
Yeah, ruining
God
the vibe.
That don't even go.
Man, good ice.
That's what you dudes are doing. This is the temple.
The badass kids.
You're bringing the sons
foul.
of Eli. You're bringing the foul, profane ways into the temple and then justifying it.
Right.
But then you love the law.
Right.
I don't get it, man.
Wow.
So it's hypocrisy that's being called out. This is the voice of the Lord coming against these guys. We ain't just doing this because we got some hard on to just come at these guys. This is serious business to us, man. And then you come and enter into another man's labor, and then you just break off and then just do what the hell you want to do with it. That's what Jude was talking about. Jude had a whole chapter dedicated to men of that spirit.
That's right.
He went in the whole time.
Spots.
His whole book, he said, look, I could have wrote to you. I could have wrote to you about the salvation and the fear of the Lord, repent. Somebody get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Read it in NLT. You know?
That's the one where Satan hindered me. That one.
Nuh-uh. In the book of Jude, the very opening.
Oh, Jude. Yeah.
I could have, I'm here.
Oh, but I gotta warn you about.
I'm here. I could have wrote to you about all of the,
Right.
the
beautiful things.
Right.
But I gotta tell you about these.
Right, but Jake don't like them videos.
Yeah.
Jake think that those videos ain't necessary.
Soft. They think they soft.
Because you build brothers' faith up, you go into the prophecies, but then there's another aspect of the ministry. Read it.
Jude chapter 1, verse 3.
Start at 1.
Start at 1.
Yo.
Says, this letter is from Jude, a slave of Yahushua HaMashiach and a brother of James. I am writing to all.
That was Yahushua's brother too. But he didn't equate, he was in order. He didn't just say, this is my brother. He was like, no, I'm a slave to the son of the Most High.
Wow.
But he grew up with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I am writing to all who have been called by the Most High, the Father, who loves you and keeps you safe in the care of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Okay, go ahead.
May the Most High give you more and more mercy, peace, and love.
This is a video. You open it up, Shalom, peace to the elect, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Open up.
Go ahead.
Dear friends, I have been eagerly planning to write to you about the salvation we all share.
Right. You probably, sometimes you have it in your mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a video, going into the chariots, coming to deliver us, how the Esau's the end of the world. But then the Lord will put a spirit on you to just get on somebody.
Yep.
Go ahead, read it again.
Dear friends, I have been eagerly planning to write to you about the salvation we all share, but now I find that I must write about something else.
Gotta get on these niggas.
Yeah.
Urging you to defend the faith that the Most High has entrusted.
Speak on it.
Urging.
It says, but now I find that I must write about something else.
Yeah, he's like, look, I want to write about, the kingdom and the Lord coming back was ultimately that's going to happen. But hey, I got to get on these niggas, man. I got to curse somebody out. I got to expose these guys. I don't want to talk about it, but I got to talk about it. There's some crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
Because they're scattering the flock.
That's right.
You know
can
what's
get trapped up.
You know what's heavy, Salak? You know what's heavy? He probably had a whole speech prepared about the crucifixion of Yahushua and everything that he experienced growing up with his brother, and all that stuff. And here it is. There's like, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
It probably just like, how you ready to go in on something, and you gotta deal with this shit again. You know? But it's necessary.
There'd be so much going on in the world, you just into the news, but then there comes a point where the Lord has something happen in Israel.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like a week that kind of videos is going to really, in the live shows, it's going to always lean to.
It's going to go right back.
That's it.
It's going to be stamped in.
It was one of your lessons you did the other day where you was like 30 minutes in and you was like, yeah, now we can get into the lesson.
Hey.
Yeah.
That was the intro. That was the intro.
30-minute intro.
That's how it goes.
That's how I get down. My interludes are long. But the album good.
LW. But that's all right. It's all
Got
love.
skits and everything in the album. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, but now I find that I must write about something else, urging you to defend the faith that the Most High has entrusted once for all time to his holy people.
Yeah, because you're gonna there's a time in the truth where all the time you gotta defend the faith, where you have all these false doctrines, because it's actual spirits, like the spirit of false prophets. They'll push out dogma, heresies, and you gotta defend it. You can't allow that to pass, because this is a spiritual battle, and you have to stomp out all those lies.
That's right.
Because you got Jake is simple. Jake will actually do the Passover with romaine lettuce. Right.
Yeah.
That thought will actually come to their mind. They got itching ears, and they hear, yeah, you can do it horse ride, but you can do it like this too. And you basically you condemning Jake, by not giving them the right spirit of being. Now you're supposed to be taking that bitter. Now fuck that. Hey, like the Apostle Rakad, when we hold the pastor, hey, get that bitter. Hey, make sure you get the bitter.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
pass it around.
The spirit kept telling him, hey, get that bitter.
Yeah.
Pass it around. Because that has to be in your mind. Okay, we're in this bitter captivity, and we was going into the lesson how bitters are helpful. Bitters will rebuild your digestive system.
Yeah.
To where you can start to eat again, man.
Yeah. And the Passover is kind of like that. It's like a reset.
Yeah.
You don't eat leaven, you're not eating bread and stuff like that. You kind of cut a lot of crap out of your diet, man.
Right.
And it's like the bitters kind of started off, man.
Yeah.
For you to start to eat clean.
Right, and it starts the spiritual digestion system.
Body.
Right? So it says this in verse 4 in Jude, the first chapter. I'm in the NLT, by the way. It says, I say this because some ungodly people have wormed their way into your churches.
Hey, look at that.
Wigglers.
You got it, brother.
Hey, these apostates, these novices, they worm their way. They snuck in. They have a form of godliness, right? They have the garments, the glitter, the videos, the intros, the outros, the music videos, the gimmicks,
Great.
the water. They can debate. They might cut certain people, but then they bring in that leaven. They'll deceive you with just that little bit of leaven, and then they'll take you off the path. And that's how they like they're sneaky, man. They're very sly with their tongues.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Yahushua cursed them out and said, "Year of your father the devil, and the lust of your father he will do." Because what does Esau do? He'll tell you certain truths, but he'll sneak in that lie, which that negates the whole that negates everything. Okay, got it.
This is back. It says, this is because some ungodly people have wormed their way into your churches, saying that the Most High's marvelous grace allows us to live immoral lives.
Yeah, and that's basically what these guys do. They basically say, do as thou wilt. At the base of their doctrine really is do whatever the hell you want to do. Just like Hassad. Basically you don't have to take the bitter. Technically, well, this is a bitter herb too. Well, that's not bitter, bro. And you basically stripping that spirit of Yahweh Shemashai from off Jake. Okay, which ultimately, the Most High want to take it off if you're the elect, but you have false prophets that are set up to do these things.
Yep.
And we have to counteract that, man. We're in a battle.
And mad because they're mad because all the brothers have been built up to teach. So you're gonna get 1 million GMS videos. You goddamn right, because brothers are ready to preach.
Hornets.
Now just stand up and watch your big head ass, man. A lot of these guys, they got these camps. They got 15 people standing there. Only 3 of them know how to preach the word, man. Because they're too busy being seals, celebrating your ass.
Yep. Man. Each individual listening, and that's especially if you're in a camp, should be able to conduct the camp if none of us are here. Right. If none of the apostles, bishops, elders are around.
Yep.
Somebody, we should be trained up to each individual can run a camp.
We teach our brothers to be camp heads.
That's it.
We teach our brothers and our camp, we training them to be a leader of a camp.
That's it.
Ain't nobody here holding something back because I don't want him to know, so I can lord it over him. Because if he get on the level, who am I? No. If we ain't here, he can run the camp. He can run the camp. He can run the camp. Y'all can run the camp.
That's it.
You know.
Teach others also.
Supposed to raise brothers up, man.
Right. Precept for you. Yeah, this is 2 Timothy 2:2 in the NLT. You have heard me teach things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. Now teach these truths to other trustworthy people who will be able to pass them on to others.
Woo! And how you create trustworthiness by vetting, man. Prove you're a friend. So you see if somebody's diligent, you see if they're sincere, okay?
Right.
You see if they're taking this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, they're applying it to their lives, they're practical with the information.
They're appreciative.
They're appreciative. You know?
Willing to serve.
That's right.
And it's not serving in a way.
No, it's
lording over us.
You
It's
know?
a spirit. That comes with Yahweh Shai, servitude. That's one of the main things you learn. We learn when we went amongst the apostles, the bishops, the elders. All right, we watched the videos. We knew how to bring out the precepts, but how to deal amongst each other, how to serve. Okay, that came from when
that was life changing.
Right.
To watch how they worked and dealt and served each other, and operated and flowed. We came back to Dallas upgraded.
Hell yeah.
Not just scriptural, like living life and conducting ourselves with brothers, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Confronting brothers. You got
That's right. Dealing with issues matters.
Stepped into manhood.
Mm-hmm. So dealing with rebuke, we're dealing with reproof. Those are things that are part of this thing about the discipline of being raised up in the spirit. You can't negate those things and get around it. Well, let me find the bitters that is the most light bitters. Romaine lettuce. Okay.
Then look up the Latin word and says bitter.
Yeah,
there's such thing as bitter lettuce.
I can do that.
Diggy, you didn't wait for it to get bitter.
Well, there's levels to bitterness.
Yeah.
You got extremely bitter herbs like gentian, wormwood, dandelion, right? And then you got mildly bitter herbs, like arugula would be considered a mildly bitter herb, or lettuces. The lactuca, that's actually a family of different lettuces, and some are more bitter than others, right? You can have, they might have the bitter principle, like ginger got a little bitterness to it as well. There's a lot of things that have this slight bitterness, but that doesn't mean that they're bitter. Their main constituent is not bitter, right? And you got certain super bitter herb where you do
horseradish.
Yep. Make you remember.
Your nose start burning. And it's like it's shit just linger. You're like, God damn.
But that's what the Lord wanted us to feel.
Yeah. That bitterness.
He wanted you to. That's what He wants.
But what this captivity is more bitter than Egypt.
Making a damn lamb lettuce wrap. Man, y'all need a whooping, man.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, that whooping coming.
Badass kids, man.
Hey, the Lord gonna let that strap out and just go to work
soft,
on
man.
it.
We say it all the time. You fix it before the Lord have to fix it. The Lord gonna have to fix them.
You can be that damn soft, man.
Hey,
be ashamed of yourself.
The worst ass whooping is when you got no clothes on, you naked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and they naked too.
So they naked. So when the Lord hit them, he gonna get them lashes.
You see what He did to their leader?
Yeah, getting tumbled by a
He already threw the alley-oop for them to get caught out there. You know what I'm saying? On his way out the door, he threw that no-look alley-oop. You best believe them niggas gonna dunk it.
Yeah.
Well, that's how the Sakari went out. They broke up, infighting,
Turned
and
on
then
each
they
other.
committed mass suicide in the temple.
Went out like some hoes.
But then you gonna come back and choose that, which those weren't followers of Yahweh Shai. So yeah, you can say what you want to say, but the root of the whole movement was anti-Messiah. At the end of the day, and we ain't just making that up because we mad at. That is true. The Sakari were not followers of Yahweh Shai.
And these dudes ain't either.
Point blank period. The whole thing went against his whole principle.
You gotta
Yahweh
have
Shai said pay your taxes.
You have to have those examples.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
Hey, the Lord said that it's impossible, but that offenses must come.
Right.
But like you said, the Lord said pay your taxes.
Pay your taxes. The Lord was not about taking down Rome. He understood that Rome was ordained of the Most High.
Yeah. What did he tell Pontius Pilate?
Right.
If my kingdom was of this world, they were my servants fighting.
Right. Okay. So if this was the kingdom, that means the law would be in administered.
effect, yeah.
So we can judge.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Yahushua will come back with the angels and take this place out.
Yep.
Back in Jude, verse 4, I say this because some ungodly people have wormed their way into your churches, saying that the Most High's marvelous grace allows us to live immoral lives. Woo! All right? Getting beat from the back by your woman, and your hair pulled like a faggot.
God damn.
Right. She got on the I Love White Boys t-shirt.
Nasty word.
Or the white boy is in the corner watching.
Talking about whose is it?
Adam 22, yeah.
Damn. Says,
he got him because you know Adam 22 did that. He had his wife, the guy, the leader of one of the heads of the No Jumper podcast. He's known for cucking his woman out. She getting smashed by another dude, and he's getting interviewed about it. So you as an Israelite, you got a worldly mentality. You get amongst these people, you start to see, damn, they got money rolling in. Okay, damn, this is whoa. Okay, that's all you got to do. Okay, so you start to think like them. Some demons you should stay away from, because we could all sit here and say what we wouldn't do, but I'm pretty sure some of these dudes who are caught up in that stuff at one point thought, I would never do that.
Demonic influence.
So you get amongst these demons, and you start to what? Trim your way.
You can't unsee what you see.
You can't unsee what you saw. You go to their parties. These people are sick.
Well, you gotta do certain things to be able to even get on those platforms. You know, you gotta be you gotta be around those circles.
You gotta be
you gotta do certain things to be able to get amongst these individuals that do that on a daily basis and rub shoulders with them. You know, they get called on these different podcasts. You know, they practice sexual magic. You know, that could have been a humiliation ritual. I know you said that. It could have been a whole bunch of left-handed shit, which it was already left-handed.
Right.
But it could have been some deeper shit behind that as well, man. You know, whatever it may be. All right, but the Most High is exposing these guys, man.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about.
You know, and really exposing all them dudes. They sweet, man. What are these guys doing? They sell out.
What's going on?
The Esau come to them with a, you know, like they tapping into them.
And then they use the guise of saying, okay, well, we just trying to make sure we get it out to the community. The community is the God of the opening. What's that God? Baal Berith. You see?
No, that's the God of the community.
Yeah.
The God of the covenant, basically.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All Bariath,
Yep.
the covenant. So basically, the community makes a covenant and a league outside of the will of the Lord. So you're operating in the interest of the community and the people's wants and needs, that goes against the Lord's. And there's a particular judge, I believe, who did that. He basically, you know, trimmed his way and joined unto Baal Berith, which it sounds good. The average person listening to it will say they're really doing something. You see these individuals passing out potato salad and backpacks. Okay, that's a part of the food drive. That's a part of a 501c3 tax exempt, so you can keep getting them grants, because the people giving you grants want to know that you're using it for a good cause. So you then, okay, you got a backpack giveaway, but really behind there's money, because you tax exempt. If you get a certain position within an organization, that person can be tax exempt at their job. So there are benefits to a 501c3, but you should do that in a worldly business. Don't do that with the business of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Right.
The 501c3, if you got a business, it may be, you know, but to link it with the ministry,
That's what it
a big
says.
mistake.
Your covenant with death shall not stand, or something
There
like
you
that.
go. Yep.
It's basically that 501c3 charter is basically hush money.
Yep.
Say, hey, look, I'm gonna allow you to have this, but you can't teach a certain way.
Right. Even if it ain't that on the face value, you're now in a covenant with them. They can tell you, show up to the George Floyd rally, okay, and make yourself visible.
Yep.
Go out there, have some of your men go march, okay, up and down. It's suggested.
Yeah,
these are orders.
These are things that we have on the agenda.
Right.
Choose 3 of them.
So right. So it's sometimes it's not. Okay, you can't say Yahweh. Sometimes it ain't even that. Esau gets you like, now he's making your moves for you. He's able to now, okay, link you with this and this and that, because the scriptures say when you meddle with too many things, ultimately you're not gonna be blameless.
Yeah.
So now you're with Baal Berith. You've made a God. You've made a covenant with the left hand, with the ministry though.
With a little leavens the whole lump.
Right.
Just to the goal, just to add to what you're saying.
Yep.
It starts little by little.
Yep.
You do one little thing, and then ultimately Esau knows that Satan is there now. Satan has you might have cracked the door for Satan just by doing one little thing,
Right.
And then through time, Satan, that door opens more.
Yep.
And you start going off more and more. You start doing more outrageous things. You start saying more outrageous things.
Yeah.
You're more open to do more outrageous things. You're more open to the left-hand side because what does the scripture say? 2 Timothy 3:13. Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So you're gonna wax worse. You start off the doctrine, you might have the doctrine, but you go off on one thing, you teach something different, and then the next year you say something more outrageous. And then the next year you do something more outrageous. Then it's like, damn, now
It's just not gonna stop.
and you just don't stop. Then to the point to where you don't even call on the name no more. Now you let a woman pop you.
Yeah.
And if you let a woman pop you, why wouldn't you let a man pop you?
Damn.
That's opening the door.
Yep.
Okay.
He's simulating it.
Talking about whose is it?
That's not technically a man doing it. All right.
Yeah, you had Jake talking about pegging, and where's the law against pegging?
Ain't that a
Oh my goodness.
So this exposed. This basically, as the Lord told Ezekiel to look into this hole.
Yeah.
The Lord, we're getting to look into the hole of the reality of what
No
Jake
pun
is
intended.
doing.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yeah, oh, right. Jake is wicked now. Our people are completely wicked.
I got something for you.
Oh Lord.
This is Isaiah 66:4. It says, I will choose their delusions
Damn.
and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. They did not hear.
So the Lord chose that man's delusion. His delusion was his pride. Then he hit him. He hit him with the greatest right hook ever to check that pride.
Oh, yeah.
A right hand. Alizar got hit with a right hand.
Liver shot.
It was just like, wow, his chin was all out in the air.
Yeah.
And the Lord landed a right hand on him so he chose his delusion. So the Lord had him he had him at the height of his pride. A prior week, he was just calling us pedos again. And then the Lord just perfectly timed, like it says in Isaiah 47, these things are going to come upon thee in their perfection.
Yeah.
Right? See, the Lord's doing, sometimes you'll be wondering why the Lord won't judge a matter, right? But it's his timing.
Yeah.
It's certain people who may have done something to you. Some things are a test, right? And you can't immediately react. You can't get your lick back. You got to wait. When the Lord, if he wants to deal with that person, it'll happen, and it's the perfect time. Way better than what you could have drew up.
Oh yeah.
All right? Salah.
It says, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that which I delighted not. So I brought that out to back you up on when you said you can't say what you will and won't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds good now saying, hell no, I would never do this or I would never do that. But if the Lord chooses that delusion for you, guess what? Out there bad.
If you allow Satan in there, eventually you're corrupted. You're eating the fruit all over again.
Yep.
See, we're supposed to learn from the mistake of the garden. That's what we're here to do. Okay? Playing with the Lord always leads to a downfall, decay. So the faithful woman this time is making the better decision. Okay? With Sirach, the 12th chapter, there's game and wisdom in the Holy Scriptures that you should use as commandments to how to deal with certain situations. Stay away from these people, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep it about the simplicity in Yahweh. See, there's 100,000 people that have now heard Israelite. That's your reasoning. But just the simplicity in Yahweh is far better.
Right.
Right.
Now, the Lord can use someone seeing the interview, right, to eventually just look into the truth, and eventually it could be one of the elect. We're not saying that can't happen. But the Lord didn't send you. These side missions aren't a part of the straight gate, man.
Yep.
These dudes are on detour. They're on side missions.
It ain't up to us.
Yep.
Our job is to preach the word.
You
And
got to
that's
strive
it.
lawfully.
You know?
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 in the NLT. Don't team up with those who are unbelievers.
Woo!
How can righteousness be a partner with wickedness?
Yeah, you teaming up with Adam 22, a clear super demon.
Hugging this nigga.
You know, I wouldn't even want the dude to touch me, man.
Hell no. Where you say where you reading from?
Put that vibration in.
That's what I'm saying. They rip Paul's pages out. So he completely missed that one.
Until it's time to
Now look
tell
at
a
it.
woman that the man is the head of the woman. Then
Yeah.
they'll bring him. Then he had a clothing line named after one of Paul's quotes.
Yeah. Ephesians 6, what is it? 6:11?
Well, I believe he's CIA as well. He going to his father.
Who
Yeah, he
that?
did Adam 22.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he did, that dude set up.
Yeah.
He set, he was a, what do they call it? He set up a plant, an industry plant. He's an industry plant, you know what I mean? And it's set up, you know, to basically to bug Jake out, deceive Jake.
Like
You know?
Vlad.
Like Vlad, same thing like Vlad. And how are you rubbing shoulders with a guy like that? Why would you want to be associated with a guy like that? Well, hey, birds of a feather flock together, right?
Yeah.
2 Corinthians 6 and 14 in NLT again. Don't team up with those who are unbelievers. How can righteousness be a partner with wickedness? How can light live with darkness? What harmony can there be between Hamashiach and the devil?
And they want to make harmony with these guys, with these entities. They think that they can play and skirt on things because you're some badass kids. All right? You don't have the discipline mind to say, you know what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua probably want me to stay away from that. What you'll do is, well, technically I haven't done anything wrong, but spiritually you've been off.
Tempt the Lord.
You know? You tempt the Lord.
Right. Spiritual.
But spiritually you way off base, man.
There's offending in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's sin. Offending in the spirit is also a sin. You can't go to the 613 and say, well, show me where I'm wrong. But you're going off in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they don't count these things, man.
Because they're not spiritual.
Right? They're not spiritual.
Even if you do get showed you wrong, you still gonna rebel. You gonna down the loophole lights. You see?
God
They
damn.
gonna say, show me in the law where you gotta do this, or show me in the scriptures where you gotta do that. And then when you show them, they completely ignore it.
Loophole.
Or tell you
lights.
you're crazy.
I got a precept.
All right.
Simple on that.
Just a little more. How can a believer be a partner with an unbeliever?
You see? And y'all unbelievers, that's why we tell y'all get from around us, man. Y'all stay over there, we'll stay over here, and we gonna continue to do these videos through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Period, point blank. Because everything that y'all, I was saying, it ain't like we fishing for nothing. They record everything and post it. They can't help themselves. You see? So that let you know the Lord is working. For Jake to do some of the craziest things that they do, and then push record, you got your fridges on, you don't hit record. You did all that. You did all that. So that's what I'm saying. It's in the law to report on shit like that.
Yeah.
You see Jake doing the food, now you rebuke him in front of everybody. You see? Because he with Al-Azhar, when you go into the law, it talks about having a rebellious son. If you keep on chastening him, and he don't get it, you bring him to the elders and you keep on hitting his ass with rocks.
That's it.
You see? Now that he getting hit with rocks,
Everybody want to help you.
Everybody want to cover him.
you know what I'm saying? Well, hey, y'all finna get hit with rocks too. It's enough rocks to go around.
Yeah. Especially when that big rock comes, Yahweh Shai.
Man,
He comes stomping.
these dudes flirting with getting killed by the Lord himself.
Right. You got something?
Yeah, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, and verse 28 and 29. They are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper.
Right. So they're basically self-willed. Their God is their belly. They're not looking at how their decisions and what they're doing could affect the nation. Okay? Again, that's what it talks about. Many have walked whom I have warned you often. So these warnings always went out. This ain't something new. Now you may be tired of hearing about it. That's on you. Okay? You're witnessing. If we the men of the Lord, you're witnessing Yahweh Shai's church. So we're gonna go through what he went through. We was in. Is it more in Jude? You know, unless you got something else.
I was gonna read Zephaniah 1 and 12.
Okay. You finish?
Let the brother go. I got some more.
Go ahead.
No, finish your point.
And the right of the needy do they not judge? Verse 29. Shall I not visit for these things? Saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, shall not thy soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
You actually had people quit being an Israelite because this dude's a faggot.
That's some ill work right there.
You got guys actually saying, see, this is the problem with the nation of Israel. Y'all can't forgive because this dude's a whole faggot, man. What's wrong with our people, man? Like literally low vibrational people, man.
Yeah. Boy, Sonetta did a sit down on us, cursing us out. he reading Paul's letters. He was in Galatians. I was cracking up. I'm like, this nigga reading Paul's letters to defend Alizar, and Alizar tell you Paul don't know what the hell you're talking about. Man. Y'all are crazy.
Man. Y'all weird,
Israelites are absolute. What, shall not my soul be avenged on a people like this? Like the brother just read. What else can you do? Slavery, when you look at this brutal slavery we went in, now we get it. What else could the Lord have done with Jacob? It's just goodness, bro. They don't stop. They still at the Passover throwing up gang signs, eating potato salad. It's like, y'all just...
Yeah, shouldn't be strict anymore.
Why should you be stricken anymore? Your leader just got absolutely decimated. Shouldn't you be like,
let me chill out.
Let me chill out. What is the Lord saying to Sakari right now? Wait a minute. Let's come humble. You know, you niggas are still screaming, laughing.
Double down.
Big head ass boy, get your ass out of here.
Yeah, talking noise.
Weirdos.
But hey, man.
Yeah.
We blew the trumpet, man.
Yep, we did our
You're supposed
job.
to rebuke. You're supposed to reprove. We teach.
Yeah.
We go through the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Doing our best to keep glorifying the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yep,
but you got this whole ass nigga named Deacon Asaph, and boy, it's just like, man, shut your bitch ass up, bro.
Man.
You keep great millstone in your mouth, man.
Lying ass.
Lying on brothers, talking down. And then we getting on Alizar, a guy that was in Great Millstone back in the day. Shut your bitch ass up, dog. Okay? With all the whole ass shit IUIC did, we got ASAD Deacon, what is his name? The other one.
The lemur.
I got his apartment. Got his apartment in my damn laptop, man.
Yep.
Prank calling my office and shit, bro. Playing games, man. Putting that I'm a rapist on my Facebook and shit, bro. For my business, man.
Niggas gonna pay for that shit.
You gonna pay for that too. And we know it's you.
I don't say it's a precept in the pocket.
That shit ruined me out of $300,000, man. Most High gonna deal with y'all for that bullshit. IUIC was a part of that, man. We had a link, they clicked it. Two addresses popped up. One in Chicago for Yakanan, and one it was either Brooklyn, Bronx, one of the boroughs with his name popped up. So you guys trying to act like we pray for y'all.
Yep.
Fuck you, man.
Yep. Called my job. But the Lord didn't have it go anywhere, but what if it did?
Y'all never repented over that, man.
And what's that scripture? He who messes up a man's money is a shedder of blood.
Yeah.
It's in the Apocrypha.
Yeah, man. And then one of y'all fallouts came out and said that y'all set up dummy accounts and agent accounts and go mess with people. Y'all actually set that up in the school and kiki and laugh about the crap.
Yep. It's come out.
Y'all a bunch of demons, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Let her read this.
Sirach 34 and 21, it says, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood.
Yeah, man, that's what they did. And they did that to me and other brothers, man. That really affected my life, bro. You know, but I'm not gonna sit up and bitch about it because it had to go down. But for y'all to try to sit up and act all holier than thou is a joke, and I spit at you, man.
That's right.
You're a bunch of clowns. And Great Millstone has never promoted putting nobody's phone number up there, an address up there. We never promoted that, man.
What happened is,
even though I have your address, some of your addresses and phone numbers.
What happened
I never
is,
did that, man.
Yakko did that. He put Nate's address and stuff up there, and that was just at a time where because he would go back and forth. So they blamed, they saying it's weirdo. No, we never was down. No, there was a point where we were cool with him, but
You stay over there, we stay over here.
He was never under the orders like that. So he put, you know, Bill, we wouldn't have did that. But it became associated with us, so that's why they'll throw out, they put our address up there? No, that's him. He did that.
Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, he was always on that lone wolf crap. He was never in no camp like that. Right? So for IUIC to come out here and try to play like they just so holier than thou and they praying for, y'all ain't praying for nobody, man. Y'all a bunch of scammers, man.
Yep.
Here's the point.
Con artists.
Tailbearers.
Tailbearers, man.
False
Y'all
accusers.
pieces of shit just like all these other guys.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Sirach 34:22. He that take away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
Mm-hmm.
And he that defrauded the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
And the IUIC will do that to try to get over on somebody, man. They like exacting power over people. It makes them feel good.
Like try to get you fired. And
they'll try to get you fired, try to get
business.
you, you know, mess up your, exactly.
Yep, ruin marriages.
Yep.
Tell a woman she got to leave her husband. All right, that if he don't believe, we'll give you 1 month. And if he don't convert to the truth, you got to leave him. You got to get with this brother. It's a nigga in the corner.
Yes.
With a t-shirt with fridges on it.
Nasty work.
So Deacon
ready to take you
Asaph,
to Pound Town.
Deacon Asaph, you can just shut the fuck up, man.
You're not right.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Y'all a bunch of hypocrites.
Yep. The Lord gonna judge. Nobody gets away. At the end of the day, we're in a time of judgment. This is an aspect of the ministry that you all think doesn't matter. Well, hey, if the prophets are here, the Lord is gonna speak his judgment through his prophets, man. And we've did our job of blowing a horn. We've did our job of warning. Okay, and that's something a brother would do. We've showed true love.
Yeah.
You see? But it's been rejected. So now the Lord he's working, and he's the judgment shall start at the house of the Lord, man.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of Israelite leaders, even certain niggas in GMS.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This it may be some nigga in GMS with a sideway, and the Lord go expose it. Just because you in GMS don't give you some sort of ticket to I was in GMS. You walk on a chariot. Nah,
man. If somebody doing something wicked, they're gonna get called out. You had that one guy, I think he's from Carolinas, going around asking, the $25 profit. He called his brother, can I have $25? Call his brother, can I have $25? Call his brother. By the time he done made it to 8 different states, called 10 different brothers.
He getting tax return money, man, when you get your tax return.
Now,
$1,000.
now when that happens, we rebuke the person that did it, and we rebuke the people that kept sending it. Both sides get rebuked. Okay? We had that happen way back in the day when we first crossed over, man. You had this guy out of Trinidad going around asking people for money, man.
He was tripping.
Oh man.
He'd do a video and show the price of food. Oh my God,
Man.
It said $300 for bread, but when you do the currency, it ain't that much, bro.
Yeah.
Right. He was playing on Jake.
He playing on Jake's
crying.
$300. Can you believe this?
Y'all see this, Israel?
And he got kicked out of every camp he went to. Eventually, he just got kicked out.
He caused that dude Miles 2K to fall out. Too.
Yeah.
He raked him over the coals.
Right. He's a professional nigga.
Yeah.
He's a professional niggas ain't gonna make it. Eventually, you get found out, man.
Yeah, so you gonna just like what June was talking about. You got guys that are in the churches that worm their way in.
Yep.
So that wasn't talking about some other church. That was talking about the Church of Yahushua, man. Those that were underneath the doctrine had people worm themselves in there that were wicked, immoral.
Yep. So it's gonna happen.
Okay, you're gonna have that. You're gonna have going back and forth, man.
Yep.
Right.
So
I want to read this.
Okay, we'll close it out.
Okay, Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 12 in the NLT. I will search with lanterns in Jerusalem's darkest corners to punish those who sit complacent in their sins.
Damn.
They think the Lord will do nothing to them, either good or bad.
Let's go.
So their property will be plundered, their homes will be ransacked, they will build new homes but never live in them.
Right, and this is what happened to the kingdom of Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were being rebellious, worshiping other gods, clothed with strange apparel, as it talked about earlier in the chapter.
Yep.
So here it is, Zephaniah, years before the Babylonians rode on Jacob. He's prophesying of it.
Yep.
That's literally what he's doing in this chapter. And we liken it unto now because the Babylon, the Edomites, who are the modern day Babylonians, are getting ready to roll.
That's right. And the Most High is going to search Jerusalem again. And all of those people that are just think they're hiding their wickedness and the things that's going on, the Most High is going to judge.
Right.
He's going to judge, man.
It's the season of judgment.
That's right.
Yep, that's why brothers got to get right. You got to be right. Make sure you're offering up the right sacrifice, man. Check yourself. Okay, ask for prayer. You know, get anointed. Whatever you got to do, fight the demons, man. You're in a fight for a reason. So, you know, that's pretty much it, man. We gonna get up out of here. It's crazy, hazy.
Yeah.
Or some type of particles in a. It's like a very polluted. I woke up all sick and messed up. So, hey, man. We just got to pray harder, man. So with that, we're going to give all praises to the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Time is
9:55. It's crazy out here, man.
You seen that done?
Yeah, it's crazy. Nah, man. It's like it's affecting my eyes.
It's in your own glasses.
It sure is. That's crazy.
bro, we telling the truth. It ain't like we just. We're being sincere. We ain't like.
You might can sit up there and search through every single little thing I say and try to find some type of little inconsistency. But the message is the message. You know what I mean?
We're not perfect.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're telling you the truth. You either accept it or you don't.
Ain't no agenda here.
But they say the truth is yours.